It's 11:40. Here are the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Draper.
Hey, I'm back. The Kings are back, and the 49ers are back in first place. How about that? Kyle Draper will be with us in just a moment. Has to make that dramatic Friday entrance, of course. But, Jay, that gives you and I a chance to catch up on the 49ers without any Philadelphia interference. You feeling any better about things after last night? You're not,
about
are
the
you?
same.
About the same.
Yeah, never too high, never too low, big time.
Yeah.
Never too high, never too low. Bless you, Simone, back there. Yeah, it's a good win, great win, needed a win, almost a must win.
Yeah.
As all the players have said. We talked about it all week. I'm pretty sure you were sitting on the beach thinking about the 49ers, as you should. But, I mean, look, you got it done. You have a mini 3-day weekend before the bye, maybe before your next game. So you got 10 games. You got to take care of business. KC's coming off the bye, right? The 49ers are yet again injured more. More injured, I should say.
Yep.
I mean, it's becoming a mass unit.
Yes. By the way, you mentioned Simone. I have to apologize to Simone because coming in today, I was listening, of course, to Styles and Watkins, Simone keeping them on the air, and they were talking about the movie Signs, and Simone said, I couldn't watch it. I had to turn off the TV. And I thought, really? Signs? But it turns out she's like 10 years old at the time. So she was just a little girl.
Yeah,
so
when did Signs even come out? Did you get a estimated time of arrival when they came out?
When it came, I remember I saw it at the time, and it was some of it was a little silly. It was, and so when I first heard everybody saying how, that movie scared me, and Chris Watkins said the same thing. He said, I was about 10 at the time too, so I get it. She was just a little girl watching.
You were 10 in 2002. Man, I was in high school, bro, finishing it.
Yeah, so I get it, Simone. I apologize as we get ready for that scary time of year.
Would you think I thought it was stupid. A rap?
No,
okay.
Yeah,
I got
when I saw it, some of it was kind of dumb. There's some of it's a little, that's kind of scary. That's creepy. But overall, I thought, man, this movie's dumb. So when I heard them talk about it, I couldn't watch it. I thought, oh my goodness, but then I forgot she was very, very young.
All right, White. We know you're a true OG, a triple OG in the streets. It's okay. I won't play anything. I know we've got a few people who've name called you. And we're not standing for that today.
All right. It is a Flashback Friday, right?
It is a Flashback Friday.
Yeah.
Okay, now you almost have to make me play it because you called it a Flashback Friday. It's a cold game in these streets.
Yeah. And look who's here. It's Kyle Draper. Hello, Drapes. How are you?
Good, man. I'm having a fantastic day.
Good.
Let me say, because I went to bed last night pissed off, angry, frustrated, sad, whatever you want.
Because the 49ers won?
Yeah, because they won. It's like, damn. I'm like, I don't have anything to contribute to the conversation today because it's all sunshine and rainbows.
Stay out the way then. Stay out the way then, sir.
So I went to bed in a bad mood, but I woke up. The temperatures were good. It was nice outside. Had therapy today. Went to my boy Lim across the street, did a workout. And let me tell you this, fellas, and Simone back there too. There's nothing like driving around town with your windows down and your favorite music playing. It's just
Mercedes, man.
Yeah, it's just a different vibe. And so we may have all this bang bang Niner gang talk today, but y'all not going to ruin my vibe. You're not going to ruin my vibe today. I'm good. Well, I'm feeling good.
We don't want to ruin your vibe. I just asked Jay a minute ago if he's feeling better about things. He said, about the same.
Never too high, never too low, Drake.
Yeah.
Never too high, never too low.
You basically beat the glorified Patriots last night.
Oh, here we go now. Wait a minute. Slow down now.
Jay, the Seahawks are reeling, big fella.
Yeah, the Niners added to that.
They lost 3 in a row. They are not who we thought they were. Like, they're not a good team. I'm watching DK Metcalf check out in the first quarter, basically. He was a no-show. And don't tell me Diamador Lenore and everybody shot. Nah, the dude didn't want to be there. Like, his body language from the jump was highly disappointing. And then I don't know if you guys felt the same way. Maybe I haven't seen enough of Geno Smith, but every time he throws the ball, it's like a lollipop out there. It's like
I felt sorry for him last night, hitting himself on the head with a tablet. And then did you catch this fourth quarter at one point? It was on that ill-fated drive where they needed a miracle, but they were driving. And he turns to the sideline and he goes, what the bleep are y'all doing? Not like laughing, but just what the bleep are y'all doing?
Yeah.
Yeah. He had a rough night.
He had a rough night. They sleptwalked through the first quarter and a half. Spotted the Niners 16 points.
By the goal rush defense.
No, and I'll tell you what, Nick Bosa finally showed up this season. He played a full game. He didn't just play, the first 30 minutes or whatever. He played the full game, which was impressive. But, to Jay's point, Niners fans feeling good today. They did what they were supposed to do, to be honest with you. Like, the Seahawks are not a good team, man. That defense is banged up. We know that. They can't stop the run. I mean, they let Mason and Gendo run all over them.
In today's NFL, and I know you know this, you win the games you're supposed to win,
right?
You're going to have a good season.
Exactly.
You're going to have a really good season.
Exactly. And let's be honest, fellas, when I look at the division, is there any team that really scares you in the division?
Nope.
Or is there really anybody, like, if the Niners play their game, and Jay said it yesterday, they should win a division, whether it's 10-7 or 11-6 or 9-8. Like, they should win the division.
That's why last night was a relief, because previously they had blown division games that they should have won to teams they were better than. So last night it looked like, it's unraveling again.
It did, right? For a second there.
It's how can this happen?
Right.
And then they figured out how to right the ship. Seattle was, complicit in their own demise. And here you go. It's kind of a relief, like, okay. Yeah, finally, a sense of order. They're supposed to win a game like that. They hadn't been winning those games.
Yeah, and they made some big plays in that second half. And the thing about it, that and the Seahawks had the ball, 23-17, a chance to drive the field, a chance to, really make this a game and put the pressure. And what happens? Geno throws a pick. Then Isaac Gendo, bust the game open. And it was a wrap after that. It was a wrap after that. And I will say this. One thing that impressed me last night about the Niners, you see, Whitey, I can say nice things about this team.
Took you a while.
And
you still haven't said it.
I know, right? But their ability last night to overcome the injuries. I mean, they had third and fourth stringers out there. They had safeties playing cornerback out there at some points. And so their ability, despite everything that was thrown at them last night, to get it done, I was impressed by that.
I have a question for Jay. Jay made a statement last week. It was a very fair statement. I'm in no way coming into his kitchen. I'm just following up. He said I believe it was last week. He said, I haven't really seen anything yet that impressed me from Gendo, which was fair at the time. How about today, Jay? What do you got?
I thought he showed flashes of speed. He's a 4-3 guy.
Yes.
I still think his vision, meaning finding the hole, isn't Jordan Mason like. It isn't.
You see that one play where it's like the zone stretch left, and there was nowhere to go. And he just ran
into it.
Right.
Yeah, and we saw it last week with the fumble.
Yeah,
I need to see a little more from his vision as far as what hole, but as far as the speed, well, when he sees the hole, which is wide open, we saw it yesterday. But can I just talk about Puny
Dominic? Yeah.
I mean, dude is legit.
Yeah.
He's probably lining up to be an all-pro right guard. Like, he looks like he has that type of ability, and I like the way he plays. He's got as they say, a mean streak, as I sound like an analyst here. Sign me up, Bucky Brooks or something like that. He has a mean streak, and the other part about it too, fellas, is every time I listen to him, and I'd make sure I go and listen to his post game, he's always trying to soak stuff up. He's a sponge. He's trying to figure out how to be better. He's like, hey, I'm asking my guys. I'm talking to people. I'm talking to other guys. I'm listening to what people are, but my opponents are saying about me. He's like, I'm just trying to get better. And so that lets me know he knows he's not at the top of his game. But, man, if this isn't the top of his game and you're running in the fourth quarter behind this guy, that says a lot, especially when you got someone who was graded as one of the worst next to you.
Yeah. See, that's what was really encouraging about last night. And, of course, Drapes is right. You better beat Seattle, especially after losing last week. So they win. But what was really encouraging? Pooney, right? We talked about Gendo. Mustafa played well.
Yeah.
Green with the big interception.
You
talk about four
rookies. Yeah. Young players. Yeah.
Yes.
No, you're right, man. And that's the point I was talking about, too. You got, guys that are banged up, hurt, injured, and they show next man up last night, and a must-win game. And we talked about this all this week. It was one they had to have, and the young guys stepped up. Green with the interception, that was huge. Malik Mustafa, playing extremely well before he got banged up. Like, you're right, Whitey. They relied on the young guys, and sure, the veterans, the Boses of the world, they played well. But the young guys contributed last night, which is encouraging.
How many games in a row are they going to have their kicker destroyed in a head-on collision? What is going on?
And if honestly, fellas, if we're keeping it real, maybe the only black mark last night was special teams once again. They let Seattle back into a game, and now their new kicker, right? What is he, day to day? I think TBD.
I just noticed he wasn't moving his arm when he came off the field.
Separated shoulder. Excuse me, a dislocated shoulder is what Kyle Shanahan said today.
Oh, okay.
They got time though. They he got time. Extra
you
long
kick with your
break.
arm, kid.
Right, exactly. Get out there with a sling on, and some people were ripping Matthew Wright for his kickoffs. And he's not getting it deep or any. Hell, he knocked down all 3 of his field goals. He was solid last night. I like what he did last night.
Yeah, one of them was. None of them were especially long, but 41.
41 was as long. Yeah, I'll take that.
That's high school.
Come on, Jay.
That's a high school kick, fellas.
Well, that's pretty much
guys
what
Friday nights when I go to my daughter's game. Right? Kick that, man.
This is a dude they picked up off the scrap heap.
Dude been a veteran of the NFL for many moons.
He was hanging out in Florida just chilling.
Yeah,
he was in line for tickets.
Yeah.
They're like, hey,
right,
you guys
you come here.
Can you say this? We've had some whispers, and not so much this year. I think he's kind of solidified, especially after coming off the Super Bowl. But don't you kind of miss what you don't have?
Yeah.
Do you think the 49ers are going to start to have that? Because, I said this to one of my friends, because he was talking about how short the kicks were. You could tell he didn't have no boot. He had no Timberland in him.
Right.
He was all Converse, which are flat and easy to walk. Yeah, he had no Timbs. Yeah.
Oh, man, that's messed up, man.
He had no Timberland. So my thing is, what happens next week when it's a 53?
Yeah.
Because that 41 even looked a little, you might got 48 good ones in you. What happens if it's 53 or 55?
What happens is you go for it or you put it.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
Yeah. And he's not even in midseason form yet, Jay.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That leg might need to get warmed up.
Yeah, he ain't even limber
yet. It did
yet.
look like it took everything he had.
Every ounce.
23-yarder.
I was just happy he made it, man. If you're not, I was like, all right, this dude, it wasn't great. It wasn't 65 yards, but he did what he needed to do and make the field goal.
I don't know if it was Wisnowski out there or it was
but no, it was a good win, man. A good win. And let me ask you guys this, though. And Whitey, I know, you've never really respected the Seahawks. You just don't like them.
I would admit to respect.
Are they worse than we thought going in? This is our first time really seeing them this season. I thought they looked bad.
They were 3-0. They're just not a very good team right now.
Yeah.
And that's the thing you can tell by, like you say, DK Metcalf and Geno. They know it. They're realizing, wow, what is going on here?
Right.
We suck.
Right.
We thought we were good.
Right. They open up 3-0, didn't have to play anybody tough. And, since then, it's and I understand they're banged up. Everybody's banged up at this point. They weren't even able to run the ball yesterday. That's what shocked me. Give the Niners credit, with their run defense. I'm looking at Kenneth Walker, and I know they got down early, so then you got to throw more. 14 carries, 32 yards. That's a 2.3 yards average. For Kenneth, I thought the Niners defensive front did a hell of a job. They did a phenomenal job out there, and that's what we've been waiting to see from them.
Here's my big question with the Niners right now. Why aren't the receivers getting open? We know that Brock Purdy's numbers last night, they're pretty good. His completion percentage wasn't great, but, he was effective, and he threw, 3 touchdown passes.
Yep.
But there's a lot of the plays where, those plays where he scrambles around forever because there's nobody open. And then there's plays early on, too, where you could see there are incompletions, and you see a little bit what he sees, not everything, and you realize there's nobody open.
Right.
So he's trying to force the ball in there. Why aren't the receivers getting open?
That's a phenomenal question. That's a great question because you're right. It's he's having to buy time to, hope guys get open. And I don't know what's going on with Ayuk. He had a couple of catches yesterday, one that was brought back for penalty as well, but they're not getting the same separation that we saw in previous years. And Debo had a hell of a game, obviously had the big touchdown catch and everything like that. But
boy, that ball, huh?
Man, and then who's that safety? I don't even know. He was overzealous. He got too excited,
right,
and overran the play, and then
catch the ball or tackle,
Go
run past them both and give up a touchdown.
That was hard. That was like Pop Warner football 101 right there. That shouldn't happen in the NFL. And to your point, Whitey, about receivers not getting open, and I'm gonna give some love to Brock Purdy. He's having to be so precise, and he's doing a great job of that, where he places the ball. I think it was it a pass to Kittle? I think the first touchdown, I think it was, where, Kittle's on the sideline basically and tiptoes in. Like, that was a perfectly placed ball. But that's what Brock is being asked to do right now. Mm-hmm. Is like, guys aren't getting as free as they were in previous years, and he's having to make some throws out there.
Meanwhile, we got Kings back in action tonight. How'd everything go with DeMar DeRozan yesterday?
Man, it was amazing. I'm still on a high from having my guy DeMar DeRozan. And I'm going to say our guy because he's a friend of our show now. Hopefully we'll have him on again. Yesterday was World Mental Health Day. And it's interesting, man. I told you I was in therapy today, and I was telling my therapist about him, and she's like, I need to read his book. I need to. And I urge everybody to, because, what he's been through to achieve where he's at, he's inspiring. And so, no, it was a great interview yesterday. We had him on for about 10 to 15 minutes. And did you watch the game the other day when they played Wednesday? Did you get to see? Mm-hmm. Were you impressed? Like how
by the starters?
Yeah, how smooth it looked amongst the starters.
Yeah, I mean, that's not a bad debut. He didn't miss a shot, right?
Right. You can't do much better than that. And so I was encouraged, and we'll see them obviously tonight. We'll have that game right here on Sacktown Sports 1140. But I just was impressed by how seamless it was.
I got your box score right here.
The dreaded box score, big fella. The dreaded box score.
Preseason box score. Number one. Right here.
Man, you got to frame that, man. But that was a nice outing. And then he followed it up yesterday by coming on air. And he's just scratching the surface. The thing I saw from him on Wednesday, Whitey, and we talked about it a little bit yesterday, is the ease at which he can score. Dropped 15 points, perfect, 6 for 6, and didn't look like he broke a sweat. Like, it was just like, playing pickup ball at his local gym or something like that. And so, I always thought, man, De'Aaron Fox is going to lead this team in scoring. I think DeMar is going to be right there. They might be like 23 to 25 a game or something like that, like a true two-headed scoring monster.
You know who I really find myself pulling for after media day? And obviously, all these guys, especially the guys that don't play much, great stories. You pull for all of them. But Boogie Ellis, That's really your guy. Pulling for him.
That's your guy. How do he look to you? Like, he's a bucket getter.
Yeah.
Like, he's
aggressive.
Very aggressive. And the thing I like, too, watching him on Wednesday is that this guy is a rookie, an undrafted rookie. And I didn't feel like he was trying to fit into the system, meaning just do it. Whatever coach says, I'm going to do, which I'm okay with. He was true to himself. He's like, I'm a scorer. I'm going to knock down a couple of threes. I'm going to take it to the bucket. And I think, a lot of times people say, well, to get on the floor, you may have to play defense. And that's true. But he was true to himself, man. Mm-hmm. And everybody's saying they got to find a spot for this guy within the organization. And it might not be with the big league club, but he's got to be a guy we groom and develop. I think.
There's just something to be said for somebody who recognizes I have a big chance here. Mm-hmm. I may not have a lot of room here. I got impressed right away. And also the fact that he appreciates it so much with his post-game comments about it's like a dream to have the uniform on. So I'm hoping something works out in his favor.
Yeah, and the thing about what he did on Wednesday, he made the most out of the minutes he got. You know what I mean? He was aggressive out there. At the final numbers, I got him right here, but it's not even about that. It's about the way he moved out there on the court, the confidence he showed. And I was impressed by that. Another guy who I was impressed with was Isaac Jones.
Mhm.
You know, if we're talking about, reserve guys, like he has some size. You could tell he knows how to play the game, even though he's only been playing for about 5 years or so. Like he's very new to the game, but his size, especially with some of the injuries we have, he might be a guy that can fill in some minutes there early on. In the
Yeah, I'm
season.
with you. The opposite of the box score, just the eye test. It's funny you
Ooh,
mentioned that
okay,
because
there you
just
go.
watching it, I'm like, who? That's Isaac Jones.
Yes,
He
yeah.
kind of popped a little bit.
Popped a little
Yeah.
bit, and it's when I watch him, I didn't think like he tried to get out of pocket or do too much. He just felt like he knew his way around a basketball court, wasn't wide-eyed, got to his spots. He's long, athletic. I liked what I saw from him.
Yeah, and it looked like, obviously I wasn't there, it looked like a really good atmosphere for the first preseason games. Kings fans, of course, doing what Kings fans do.
How about this? Sellout
Yeah.
for a preseason game,
Mhm.
close to 18,000 in the building. And the Kings fans were fired up. The love they showed DeMar DeRozan right off the tip. And it was one of those vibes, too, even though they lost the game and even though the Warriors hit what seemed like every three-pointer that they made, Kings fans, I feel like, walked away feeling encouraged and confident about their team, especially that starting unit.
Yeah, let's not talk about their inability to stop the three-point shot.
Right.
Whatever, we got plenty of time.
Right. Plenty of time. It's one preseason game. See how they do tonight.
Drapes, they got scorched from the three-point.
I thought we weren't going to talk about that. Let me ask you
just
this.
between you and me.
Yeah, they did. Is because this was an issue last season, too.
Yeah.
And so should we be concerned right now or is it still too early? Let's let preseason develop.
Let's look at it this way.
Okay.
Hey, it's good that it happens now. If it's going to be a problem, you don't want to realize like 2 games in, like, wow, we're having an issue here.
Yeah.
Preseason, game 1, guys, that's got to be better. All right. That's what preseason's
Right.
for, right?
Yeah. Let's see the growth here
Yeah,
this preseason.
sure.
Identify the problems early
Yeah.
and then fix them. I'm with you.
There we
Yeah.
go.
It's not November or December where we're like, oh, no. We know what we need to improve on. Let's see if they can do it starting tonight.
How about Domas with the pull-up 16-footer, too?
Yeah. Can I say my guy? Can I get a my guy for Domas, man? And the thing about it, and we've been talking about it for years now, it seems like,
Yes.
we know he works on it, but being able to trust it in the game. And so, through one game, it looked pretty good. Like the guy is doing a pull-up jumper, not hesitating, not thinking about it, not second-guessing himself. That's what he has to do, and it was encouraging to see that the other night.
Yeah, like you say, it's been a year ago before the season started. We talked a lot about that.
Yeah.
Like, if Draymond Green or Looney or whomever is going to sag off him, he's got to take that shot. But he didn't really do it last year,
Right.
as we know. So now the fact that the team's doubling down on that, clearly there's an emphasis on that.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
No more talk. Do it.
No more talk. Do it. And have you started watching the starting 5 yet? The next
I haven't.
Haven't?
Reading some interesting things about it.
Yeah.
Have you been on it yet?
I actually have been on it. I
Nice.
was shocked, because they never interviewed me or anything like that. They had some other people that they wanted to interview, but I made a cameo in episode 5, and so I was like,
Were you doing a
snap.
game or were you in the background?
It
or-
was our show, actually. I think,
Really?
yeah, you were there too. Yes, and we were talking about Domas being snubbed for All-Star. Yeah, and so it was only a short clip, but yeah, it was. I was like, and I was watching it last night with the kids, and they were like, "Dad, that's you." I'm like, "Damn it, that is me!" And so I had to take the video, the screenshot, and everything like that. But yeah, man, it was nice.
That's right. I remember that. When
Yeah.
that happened. I mean, I
Right?
didn't know it was going to be on that.
Yeah,
show.
it's on the show,
Yeah.
and we didn't fill out any waivers or anything. I wonder how that
I
works.
got some money coming.
Right, that's what some residuals, if you will. But yeah, man, it's been a good show so far.
Speaking of the 49ers again, real quick, they did get some good news today on Jordan Mason. His sprained AC shoulder joint. That's all that the MRI revealed,
Yeah.
or the test they did. So it doesn't look like it's anything worse than that. And while that's something that, for any of us, we'd be like, I'm not coming to work for 2 months. For a football player, those things usually take them about 10 days. And then
Yeah.
there's like, go get them.
And 10 days would be perfect timing,
Yeah.
right? That's right in on time for that matchup with KC. And it's when he went down, I'm like, damn, do they have any running backs left? and obviously Isaac Gendo, my guy from Temple
Sure.
University, is a
Sure.
Temple University guy.
Oh,
I used to go to
that's-
Temple way back in the day, and so he uncorked that long run, and so we'll see if JP's back for the Chiefs because I think they're going to need him. Though,
Mm-hmm.
sure.
Top of the hour, Amil Fragoso is going to join us when we come back. The 49er rookie who may have outsmarted himself last night. Drive Guys back together on a Friday on Sacktown Sports.
Model Year End pricing is back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
During the Model Year End event, lower interest rates at Folsom Lake Honda make lower payments. It's no wonder why Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop. Come in today or check out our entire inventory online at folsomlakehonda.com.
Get an instant cash offer for your trade at folsomlakehonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda.
Go to folsomlakehonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop.
Whitey here reminding you that not all grills are created equal. Give your family a real treat. Bring out all the flavors of the upcoming holidays with the amazing Napoleon Prestige line of outdoor cookers. Napoleon grills that features other grills can't match. They're built different, built better, built to last, complete with a lifetime warranty. All made with premium steel that boasts absolute quality. Just because it's October does not mean we can't barbecue outside. Visit California Backyard now for your best selection of grills and Napoleon Grills accessories.
Hello, I'm Frank Cock with the Retirement Security Center for the weekly economic update. Higher than expected with hopes of cooling soon, the weather reports could mirror the concerns about some still lingering inflation worries. The core inflation as measured by the Consumer Price Index rose to 3.3%, higher than the expected 3.2% measure. While new autos fell 1.3% and used vehicles fell 5.1% over the past year, the cost of shelter continued its rise. Hotel and motel prices fell 2.3% last month, which helped keep the overall shelter number from rising higher. Airfares rose 3.2%, while admission to sporting events rose 10.9% last month. Jobless claims also saw an unexpected spike to 258,000 jobs in the week ending October 5th. Jobs has been a focus of the Federal Reserve in their decision-making on future rate cuts. Will higher prices deter them over labor market concerns? The CME Group's Fed Watch page has figured there is an 80% chance of near-term rate cuts as soon as the November 7th Federal Reserve meeting. How might this affect you or your family? Please go to frankontheradio.com to schedule an appointment, watch videos, and receive market updates. I'm ready to help you start your journey so you can define your future.
Securities and investment advisory services offered through Osaic FA Incorporated, member FINRA SIPC. Osaic FA is separately owned, and other entities and/or marketing names, products, or services referenced here are independent of Osaic FA.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
If your passion is bass fishing, only one radio show has the action, information, and excitement of your favorite outdoor sport. Ultimate Bass, hosted by Tournament Bass Pro and California Outdoor Hall of Famer Kent Brown, takes you live to where the fish are biting every Saturday morning. Only Ultimate Bass feeds your passion with the latest news, products, tips, and advice from the pros. Ultimate Bass with Kent Brown, Saturday mornings at 5 a.m. on Sacktown Sports 1140, part of SEP's Saturday Morning Outdoors.
Carmichael Dave here from my good friends at American Energy. Cool weather, if not cold weather, is in our future. You know that. It'll eventually get there, and American Energy wants to make sure your system is operating safely and properly. So now is the time to take advantage of the $49 fall tune-up inspection. That's regularly $119, but includes a full safety and duct inspection. And if your system's over 10 years old, it's free. The tune-up is on American Energy. Give them a call right now. They're offering $50 off your first recommended repair, or if you need a new furnace, that's half off the price of a new unit. American Energy been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You can check them out at theaeway.com for an instant quote. That's theaeway.com. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Don't let summer energy slip away. Live the active life you love year-round with a personally fit arch support system from the Good Feet store. Precision engineered to support all four arches. Good Feet puts your feet in a more ideal, comfortable, and pain-free position. And Good Feet arch supports are now HSA and FSA eligible. Book a free fitting at goodfeet.com or come in and get a free pair of OS First Performance socks. Free. Normally a $25 value at the Good Feet store.
May the Chevy
Silverado blowout is on with $12,750 off MSRP. Every new 2024 Silverado half-ton LT in stock after rebates, or choose $12,000 off MSRP on every new 2024 Silverado half-ton RST in stock after rebates. Exclusively at Maida Chevy at MaidaChevy.com, Sacramento's Silverado headquarters. Whatever Silverado you choose, you'll save thousands at Maida Chevy. Together, let's drive.
Not available with special financing, leasing, some other offers. List in 2010 model year or newer. Ends 10/31/24.
Increase leads and get more customers. We create tailored digital marketing strategies that deliver results. On your next campaign, aim higher. Go to aimyourdigital.com and get started today. aimyourdigital.com.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at PowerCopier.com.
And a throw left for the end zone. It's caught by George Kittle. Touchdown!
Thank you,
San Francisco!
Sacramento's official home for the San Francisco 49ers.
Sacktown Sports.
How you feeling good today, Trace? 49ers with the win, back in first place.
Yeah, I'm feeling good, but not because of that. But it's you know what it is too, Whitey, though. And I know I talked about being angry and upset yesterday about the Niners winning. But nah, Jay. But really, in all honesty, and we made our picks yesterday, and Whitey, you got yours in as well for that. We all expected the Niners to win, and so they did what we expected. So it was no big surprise or let down or anything. Like, they handled their business.
I was sure one of you guys would pick Seattle the way the 49ers folded up last week. I had to think about it. It took me a while.
Yeah, but then I thought they just lost to the Giants, talking about Seattle.
Yeah.
They let the Giants run all over them for 200 and something yards. And so, and one of the, and Jay remembers this yesterday, we did our keys to the game, and I said, and it's so obvious, you got to run the ball. And I think 16 of the first 23 plays or something like that were, running plays. And so, keep it simple. You didn't have to do anything fancy. Just gash them, just beat them at the line of scrimmage. And that's what they did last night.
Any response from Kyle Draper to Glenn P on Twitter at NinerGB13 at Kyle Draper TV? Just stop by to see if there will be any commentary after last night's game. 3 exclamation marks. Earlier in the week, you had a whole lot to say. And there's 5 or 6 more. Yeah.
Jay,
also giving you the shh.
Jay, this is your fan base we talking about here, big fella. Remember last week when they lost, it was crickets. Remember when they lost to the Rams, it was crickets.
You asked for people.
They beat the West Coast version of the Patriots, and now all of a sudden they in our mentions. Come on now, Niner fans, be better. Talk to me after you play Kansas City. Talk to me after my boy Dak Prescott comes into town. Talk to me when you got to face Josh Allen. Talk to me when you got to go visit Baker Mayfield at his spot. Don't talk to me after a win against Seattle. Come on.
By the way, Glenn P is in Houston, Texas.
How many followers?
H-Town, baby.
How many followers Glenn P got?
Well, I was
gonna have one more
because, man.
In a minute here.
Nah, you know what? I'm looking at. No, because Jay, I need
He's
to
now
see.
got 273. You're welcome, Glenn.
You know what? He about to get a one-way ticket to the block zone. I'm about to block this guy, Glenn P, coming out of nowhere.
See, now to me, that's soft. If a guy's he's not being, he's not swearing, not cross line. If you block him for that, that almost is like you're being too sensitive.
I might be. Okay. Yeah. All right. Can I mute him?
You can do whatever you want.
All right. I might not block
him. No matter what I say. If you want to block him, block him.
You know what? Have you ever blocked or muted anybody?
Yes.
Which one is more satisfying? I would say mute, actually, because they don't get the satisfaction of seeing, oh, look, Drapes blocked me. the mute, they can't tell that they're muted.
To me, it's the block because it's clear like I am blocking you.
Oh, it's
I'm,
like,
yeah,
like get that shot out of here.
I don't care what you have to say.
All
The point that you're blocked. So
Okay,
I see what you
all
mean,
right.
though. Kind of the stealth move.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna send a direct message to Glenn P, and he's probably watching on the YouTube chat. So I'm gonna look straight into this camera. Glenn P, message me after a loss, big fella, too. You got to have that same smoke whether you win or lose. Don't be a front runner, teams up. Oh, let me hit up Drapes. When you're down, hit me up too and be like, Drapes, I don't know what's wrong with my team. I don't know what's happening. Don't come at me when you're winning.
Niner game.
Are the top team.
Yeah. Gold-blooded Glenn P.
That's what he says on his
Yeah.
Glenn P.
I know because I'm one of his followers.
You follow him?
I do now.
What? Hey, where's my Eagles Nation at, big fella? We need our green team to show up out here. That's all right.
Bagel?
Well, your
bagel.
team should have a pretty easy one this week. It's
Yeah,
NFL,
we go
you
down.
never know.
I don't know,
goodness.
man. Cleveland, Deshaun Watson. You know, if Cleveland scores more than 13, something went wrong.
Yes.
So something went wrong. And I know
Right.
our defense isn't playing great, even though we had a good look against the Saints a few weeks ago. But Cleveland shouldn't score more than 13. And I do believe A.J. Brown should be back on the field and Devontae Smith. So I'm with you on that. I'm going Philly all the way.
The only way Cleveland scores 13 or more is if Jalen Hurts voluntarily takes 7 safeties.
Right.
You know, he just takes small runs out of the back of the end zone.
Right. Then we know
that's the only way it would happen.
Right. We know then he got some money on the game. Real quick, my guy, Curtis Hicks. They're always quiet when they lose and super loud when they win. Typical Niner fan. Is that all fans or is that just Niner and Warrior fans, do you think?
I think
All
that's
fans.
fan.
Nah,
Yeah, you can take out Niner if it's typical.
That's all fans.
Us Eagles fan, we talking even when we losing, big fella.
That's
Yeah?
a lie.
You know,
Y'all
no.
talking to your own team?
Yeah, we talking to our own team. Now we ain't talking smack. We showing our frustration, our anger. And that's the thing, Whitey and Jay, that's bothered me about Niners fans when they lose. It's like, where's your anger? Where's your frustration? It's like, you know,
Trapes, come on, man.
No, they don't cut
real
Jay,
fast.
come on,
So you
man.
trying to say other fan bases don't talk when they win and don't talk when they don't lose?
How about
when
this?
they lose?
Hey, how about this? You gotta realize where I'm from, Jay.
I get it.
And
you guys are an anomaly.
And the narrative out there on the East Coast is, in terms of sports talk radio, a bad loss or a tough loss is better than a good win for content. And I'm talking having the fans be engaged, having them up in arms and angry.
You just reminded me of something. Friday a week ago, I was in here and the Padres were getting ready to play the Dodgers game 1.
Oh, yeah,
They played game 5 tonight. I wore a Padre jersey. I was thinking about it. I just wore it. And you stopped the show to say, hey, I got to talk about something that bothers me. And you talked about how much it bothered you that I was wearing a Padre jersey. Because you're a fan of what team?
I'm just a baseball fan.
That's not what you said. That's not what you said last Friday.
Yeah, it was probably a disappointing out to the Mets at that. Yeah. It's but we're on the football season, big fella. We're on the
still baseball season around here, baby.
we
Kyle Ledbetter still got a squad in here. Yeah.
I know. I was
Jason Ross.
Yeah, I was talking some trash. I admit, I was talking some trash. Yeah, we got
That's baseball.
That's baseball, right? It happens.
What do you think? Isaac Gendo last night looked like he slid when he could have scored a touchdown. What's going on?
Yeah, and then he
Score a
says
touchdown!
they were like, I watched that replay several times, fellas, and I'm like, I didn't think he was really looking at the bench until the very end, and he decided to go down.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe he heard some of his teammates or somebody screaming at. It's like, dude, scored a touchdown.
If you score, they can't catch you.
Right. And think about this. I will say this. He's a better man than I am. Because I would be like, my first NFL touchdown,
Right.
A 76-yarder or whatever, 80-yarder, whatever it was going to be. Like, this is your moment, Isaac. It's okay. Your team's up. You're about to go up. You know, it was 6 and then 7, 13 points. Go ahead, cash it in.
I saw some comments today on Twitter or on whatever I was reading, like, oh, that was a smart play. It wasn't.
It wasn't. It really wasn't.
It didn't matter, but score the touchdown.
You scored a touchdown. You make it a 13-point game. Because when it happened, Whitey, I'm thinking, what if they fumble the snap or something like that? What if they turn it over? What if they line up for a field goal and miss it or something? Anything could happen. Dude, you got daylight. You got the promised land. And you're a rookie, bro. Go get your money. Go get the touchdown.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kyle Shanahan was asked about it. He said, no, we want him to score. So,
right.
Yeah.
Did you see the replay too? Because Kyle Shanahan thought it was a touchdown. His back was to it.
Yeah.
He was celebrating and everything. So he didn't even really see when Gendo went down. And so clearly it wasn't like Shanahan was saying, get down. He was celebrating because he thought it was a touchdown.
Yeah. They punched it in anyway.
Yeah, they got it. They got it.
Outsmarted himself. How about this from today? Pearsall will return to 49ers practice ahead of Week 7 versus the Chiefs. Ricky Pearsall's practice window opening
that's
next
huge.
week.
That's big for them, man. And their wide receiving core is really stacked as is, but now you throw in another weapon out there that you can use, go 4 wide easily and really put the pressure on the defense. I'm happy for Tricky Ricky P. Obviously, think about it, being a rookie, getting drafted first round, you're on a high, and then the injuries come, the shooting comes. You're missing the first 5, maybe 6 games or 6, maybe 7 games. And so it's I'm happy for him, man. I don't know what he's going to give, though. I need to see him. I saw him obviously in college and some of the highlights and clips, but I want to see what he can add to this team out there.
They could use him right now, assuming he's healthy, because like we were just saying, receivers are not getting open.
Yeah. And I don't know why that is, man. Like, did Ayuk all of a sudden not forget how to run routes? Is Debo not getting open? Like, what's going on out there?
49ers overcame a bizarre call last night, as you know. How does that still happen in this day and age?
Jay was fired up.
I'll bet he was. Yeah, next on Sacktown Sports.
Hey, this is Greg Pop. Are you working through a major insurance claim? Sunpoint Public Adjusters can help. Sunpoint prepares, presents, and negotiates your claim with the insurance company, working only for you, making sure you get everything you're entitled to, not what just some adjuster working for an insurance company thinks you should get. Call Sunpoint today at 888-247-7865 or contact us at sunpoint.us. Sunpoint Public Adjusters, the gold standard in public adjusting.
License number 2N14884.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland. Chad, how are you celebrating fall's arrival?
By giving you the best savings yet on all remaining new 2023 Dodge Charger SXTs in stock, with savings up to $13,000 off MSRP, starting as low as $28,215.
Wow, that's some of the best savings you've had all year.
Yep, and it's not just on new Dodges. We have over 200 quality used cars available and 46 under $20,000 at the new Hoblet Certified Pre-Owned Supercenter in historic downtown Woodland. Whatever vehicle you need, Hoblet has it.
If you need a vehicle new or used, your first stop needs to be Hoblet. You won't find bigger savings on a better selection of vehicles anywhere. Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
13,000 total net savings on select new 2023 Dodge Charger XXT after $39.20 factory rebates and $9,080 dealer discount. Rebates include 1,000 Hoblet inventory select coupons while supplies last. Not everyone will qualify for all rebates. At least 5 of this net savings. See dealer for details.
For 76 years, the Keys family from Naturewood Home Furnishings has been serving families just like yours and mine. Hi, I'm Frank LaRosa with Golf to Go. The Naturewood team takes great pride and significant effort to offer Northern California families a vast selection of home furnishings, most of which are made right here in this country. The kitchen table, which we purchased so many years ago, speaks to the enduring quality of the Naturewood product lines. We treasure memories made seated around that table with family and friends for birthday celebrations, school projects, and, many late-night meals when the day just got away from us. Naturewood has provided thousands with home furnishings that not only last for generations, but also lead to everlasting memories of cherished times. Visit Naturewood Home Furnishings now during their 76th anniversary sale and get started making your own brand of memories. Meet the Keys family at Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. So at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited talk, text, and data for $30 a line when you buy 2. That's just $60 a month for 2 unlimited lines. So if you're 50 and up, make the switch and save. Come on, you've earned this. Call 1-888-FREEDOM. or visit consumercellular.com today. Requires 2 lines of service, age validation, and credit approval, subject to system and area limits, taxes, and other fees apply.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Tribe Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Yeah, it's the soulful, bluesy sound of Seahawks head coach Mike McCormick. Yeah, got it off to that 3-0 start. Excuse me, Mike McDonald.
I was like, hold on, man. Yeah.
All right. Michael McDonald. They got off to that 3-0 start and now reeling, struggling.
Big time. Like, I said, the ship be sinking. Their ship be sinking. 3 straight losses. Come on, man. You can't have that if you're Seattle. What they got next week,
Seattle?
Have to check. Let me say, I got it. Ooh, at the Falcons. Seattle might be done, ladies and gentlemen. Seattle might be done, Whitey. At Falcons, home against the Bills, home against the Rams. Hey, Rams might be able to get them. Then at the 49ers. This 3-game skid could turn into 7 quickly for them.
Yes. Thank goodness the 49ers won, because if they had not won, we'd be talking about this. We're going to talk about it anyway. But if we talked about it after a loss, some people would be saying, oh, you're complaining about the officiating. I'll point to you.
Oh, man. Is Simone wearing a Niners jacket?
Yeah.
What?
Classic.
Starter jacket?
Yes.
See it? Simone. Ridiculous.
You see that?
But yet when they lose, she in here in all black, ain't talking nothing.
Very nice.
I'm messing with
Is
you,
that
Simone.
vintage?
That's nice, Simone. That looks good. All right, I'm just messing. Sorry.
Of course, that's all right. The play in question, of course, Jay, thank goodness 49ers won, right? Because if they lost, we'd be talking about that terrible missed call, and some people on the show would be saying, oh, you're always making excuses.
Of course.
49ers win. But still, that was a dreadful. Any football fan, I think, can look at that and go, yeah, that's pretty bad that they missed an obvious muffed punt, even though they had it on replay.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. And if the Niners would have lost, there would have been some people coming in here saying, see, the league's against us. We got robbed and everything.
The league is
like
against
that.
us.
Yeah, so I'm glad, the Niners won the game. It was a clear missed call. And you saw the excuse, right? They didn't have the enhanced video.
Mark Butterworth said, we went through all available angles. We get the raw feed from the truck. After looking at all available angles, we made the determination that we were going to stand on the call because it was not clear and obvious video evidence. Then I guess a better replay was shown on TV than they had available to them.
Right.
What's wrong with that picture, Jay?
Man, and I said this, how is the person who's shooting the footage not have the footage? It makes no sense. So if Drapes, if you pull your phone out right now, you shoot 5 seconds of this, and then I say, hey, Drapes, let me see that. Hey, man, I ain't got it. That's basically what the NFL said.
Nah, Jay. Come on. But you know the machinations of it.
There we go, man.
You know how it works.
Well,
Amazon Prime shoots it. It's their production. They're putting it on. They send the feed back to NFL headquarters. But clearly, they weren't sending everything back. That's what the NFL
here's the
said.
official word. Once the referee made his announcement and they came back from TV, the network had an enhanced shot that they did not send at all until after they played his announcement.
There you go. That's
ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. You're talking.
Who did Amazon sign with? Who are their partners?
The NFL.
Okay.
They should send everything back. But clearly, let's say there's 30 cameras or whatever, or 30 replays, whatever it may be, and they only send it 28. Well, damn it, NFL, we want everything. Everything you shoot, every angle, every replay, we want it. And for them not to have that last night, that could have changed the game.
And did it really have to be an enhanced shot?
I'll
be honest. When I first saw it, I thought, oh, that's not a muff punt. Then you see the replay, and clearly you can see it bounce on the guy's finger.
Yeah.
And it's not like they had it, extreme zoom.
it looked like just a regular camera angle to me, and so I don't know why they said enhanced video, but
thing was shot on a Galaxy, a Samsung Galaxy, man. We seen what happened.
Jay,
come on, real talk. That was a GoPro saw what happened right there. Seriously though, fella, come on, Tracy, are you really gonna sit up here and defend the NFL?
I'm not defend dog. If they didn't have the video, they didn't have the video. That's it. It is what it is, but it should have never have gotten to that. If you're the NFL, you got to have every single angle, every camera, you're a 10, 12, $13 billion industry per year. You got to have that.
Here's the other thing. If they didn't have that clear of a view of it, why did they make the decision so quickly? Because if they weren't able to see that, then there was a view, actually straight on view of the ball bouncing that they didn't have. Yeah. Shouldn't somebody have said, I think we need to see that before we make a decision? I don't know. It doesn't add up. I think somebody saw it, missed it, just it's fine, play on. And then they screwed up. And they don't want to admit that. Somebody just whiffed on it.
But that's not a one-person whiff, though, is it? In the replay booth or, wherever it is, or, aren't several people looking at it?
I would hope so, yeah.
Or is it one guy chilling in his boxers in his basement with his dial-up connection while
who actually was watching baseball?
Right.
Big Yankee fan.
Exactly, right? That was horrible. It's one thing to get the call wrong on the field. I could see,
sure. I didn't see it at first.
Right. But when we get replay, and I guess to Jay's point too, if the fans at home can see it, the NFL should be able to see it. The fact that they couldn't see that and didn't have that, but the fans at home did, that's a problem right there. That's a problem.
If that's really what happened, then somebody with the league needs to be making the call. They should have made it first thing this morning. Hey, if TV people are seeing replays that the replay officials are not seeing, we need to fix that right away.
That's a problem. That I agree. And it could have impacted the game greatly. Seattle had to punt. They didn't, score on that possession, but that was massive. And I'll be honest with you, I'm like a little kid at home watching, Seahawks, we dodged one. I'm feeling good. And they didn't cash in, but that was horrible, man. That officiating was terrible last night.
The NFL was not given an explanation as to why Amazon did not send that video.
So if I'm hearing it correctly, fellas, basically Amazon, Peacock, which is NBC, Fox, CBS, ABC now, which is going on Monday night. All these guys can do how they can shoot the game and do what they want to do.
It sounds like
it sounds like right. Yep, it sounds like
whatever replays they want.
Man, there's 63 cameras on the field, let alone all the people who have cameras in their hand every single play. We got pylons, we got bird's eye views, we got 53 yard, at the 53 yard line. There's so many cameras, referee camera. We're micing players up, and you still can't see that. Technology is way too. It's like this, fellas. You know what it is? I always say this. How, and you get on social network, you see something on television. How in the heck, when there's a theft going on or a burglary, the camera's always fuzzy. It's always fuzzy. But then all of a sudden, you can shoot a whole movie on an iPhone. Yeah. But we can't find that. We can't find that thief on the news. It's just all of a sudden fuzzy. Come on, man.
God. Have you
Stop
seen
playing with me, NFL?
Baseball now? I think it's the umpire has a GoPro or something.
Oh, really? Yeah, I didn't know that.
So it's really cool because you can see, you get a really
pitch
good view
movement.
Yeah. So the NFL needs that.
Would
it be nice to see exactly what the official sees?
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, last thing on this, guys, when it first went down last night, I'm like, oh, here we go. Niners fans going to have an excuse. The league, screwed us and everything like that. But they held their own and won. But that was my initial thought when I saw that. I was like, man, Seahawks got away with one. And Niners fans, all right, here's their excuse. That's going to be the lead tomorrow if they lose this game. They didn't need it. Didn't need it.
If that was Pat Mahomes, fellas, we'd be still waiting on that call.
Come back tomorrow night. We're looking for more views, more angles. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Chris, Sacktown Sports. Hey, Chris, thanks for hanging. What's up? See you, Chris. Yes.
Yeah, what's up, Chris?
What's up, Drapes, man? Go Birds, fly, Eagles, fly. You know I'm going to call in when you
My
say
guy,
go,
baby. Fly, Eagles, fly. That's what we do out here. We invade your territory.
Yeah, man. Hey, all I got to say is the reason why Niner fans don't call in because they don't like to hear the licking for punishments. We're a glutton for punishment. We're Eagle fans. We know what time it is. We listen to the fact. Win, lose, tie, draw, we call.
Ooh, I like that. Win, lose, tie, draw, we call.
Thanks, Chris. I appreciate it.
It is kind of painful sometimes. We are a glutton for punishment. We are, and people tell me, I got the pick sheet right here. We're going to make our picks later today. Talk all that trash beforehand. I'm going to go perfect. I'm going to be 14-0. And then when I go 7-7, it's like, Drapes, what happened? And I got to take that medicine.
By the way, fantasy football this week, you against Alan Stiles.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I hear.
That's a guarantee.
Drapes not even paying attention.
God, you know what, Jay? When
Drapes the side, no, he's out.
I know, really, I have been the worst fantasy guy ever. But when you're, like me,
really,
I didn't even know that. I'm gonna look. A Sizzle's football fizzle.
He still called that? Man, get that name out of here, man.
And I'm projected to beat him as expected. But no, I didn't even.
What's you guys' record, if you don't mind me asking?
Jay, why are you asking those tough questions,
okay,
man? Why you ask? All right, so A Sizzle. Ooh, he's 2-3, and I'm 2-3. Ooh, this is a big time matchup. I'm gonna have to pay attention for this one. All right.
So who do you need to come through? Who's your best player? Your biggest point producer?
Well, the guy I'm going to be leaning on, of course, in this matchup is Jalen Hurts. I'm expecting a big game from him. I didn't put Jawan Jennings in. I'm glad I didn't. Who else I got? Garrett Wilson. Let's see, a change there in the Jets coaching staff. Let's see if he can step up. So, yeah, it's going to be some trash talking, man. So I got to get this one.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Good luck. Speaking of trash talking, Amil Fragoso, our 49er insider, joins us with the latest, not only on last night, but on what Kyle Shanahan had to say today. And it's next on Sacktown Sports.
Need to hire? You need Indeed. Their end-to-end solution helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates all year round. Schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from your Indeed dashboard. Learn more by visiting Indeed.com/credit.
The garage won't open again.
We're all out of coffee.
Life has enough surprises. Your car shouldn't be one of them. Stockton Honda keeps your car worry-free, from routine maintenance to that something's not right moment. Our certified Honda experts know how to fix it right the first time.
Here you go, ma'am. You're all set.
Thank you.
Stockton Honda Service Department, keeping you ready for the road ahead.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
The Sacramento State Hornets are back at home this Saturday. Come check out the high-flying Hornets as they host the Eastern Washington Eagles. It's the Big Sky home opener, Saturday, 6 o'clock at Hornet Stadium, where we're celebrating cancer awareness and healthcare appreciation. Come watch some great football and stay for the post-game fireworks. Tickets are on sale now at hornetsports.com for Sacramento State and Eastern Washington. Stingers up.
Hey, October's already heating up on the Sacktown Sports live events calendar. Enjoy family fun at Dave's Pumpkin Patch in West Sacramento all month long. Pick your perfect pumpkin, navigate the corn maze, jump on a massive jumping pillow, and create unforgettable memories for the kids. On October 20th, don't miss Renee Vaca at the Crest Theater for a night of laughs and entertainment. And mark your calendar for Sinners and Saints, the region's best Halloween party on October 26th at the venue at Thunder Valley, complete with a $5,000 costume contest. It's the most spooktacular event of the season. Looking ahead into November, join us for Legends of Motown at the venue at Thunder Valley November 23rd, bringing you the classic hits that defined a generation. And you're not going to want to miss the Jersey Boys Midtown Men Holiday Show December 8th, also at the venue at Thunder Valley. It's going to be a night filled with festive cheer and old school classics. And stay tuned to Sacktown Sports for all your live event updates and your chance to win tickets.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, Sacktown Sports 1140.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
Oh, we're back together. The 49ers are back in first place in the NFC West. And it's Friday. Does it get any better? It's about to, because nice enough to join us with more on all that. Our Sacktown Sports 49er insider, Amil Fragoso. How you doing?
I'm back.
Woo.
I'm back. It's been a minute.
I'm excited to have you back,
See,
man.
I know why Draper's running.
What?
I know why Draper doesn't want to see me.
What?
Because his Eagles aren't doing well, and the Niners are doing better than them right now.
No, come on, bro.
What do you mean?
Both teams 500. What are you talking about?
Yes,
both teams 500.
There's more impressive performances out of the Niners than there is out of the
At
Eagles.
this time
Absolutely.
yesterday, the Eagles were a better team in the standings, higher in the conference standings than the Niners. Niners beat the West Coast version of the Patriots, and now you're excited? Come on, man.
The Seahawks are the West Coast version of the Patriots?
Yes, they're terrible, man. They lost 3 in a row. They might go on a 7-game losing streak.
They were also 3-0.
But they ain't beating anybody. Come on now. You know that.
Who have the Eagles beaten?
Dude. You know, we should have had the Saints.
Oh, we should have.
We should have. We did beat the Saints. The
Saints.
Falcons we should have beat, excuse me.
Yeah, but you collapsed. Vic Fangio was not the answer, was he?
How's your team doing?
The Raiders?
Yeah.
That's what team
That's
you
all I
talking
gotta
about.
do. You only got one team, big fella.
He kind of peeked over his left. And
Right.
bam!
You only got one team, right?
I guess.
You only got
I'm a
one
reporter
team.
now. I'm more so a football fan than a Raider fan now.
Oh, you're a fan of just all
Just-
teams.
Yeah, I mean, not all of them.
Right?
Not all of them. I'm not going to pledge allegiance to the Philadelphia Eagles now on this show, but
Wow.
I'm a fan of good football, and the Raiders are not, so they're not on my TV most weekends.
Unbelievable. So let's be honest, Emil. That's what we do here. 49ers won last night. They're supposed to win. They have not been playing well. How excited should 49er fans be? How much better should they feel about things, in your opinion, after last night?
Better, but not great, to be honest. I mean, the Niners did what the Niners have done the last few weeks. Got out to a big, hefty lead. The game was in hand, and all of a sudden, bam, momentum swing. All of a sudden, bam, it's a one-possession game. And it's actually kind of ironic and funny in the weirdest of ways, because I texted one of our writers, Brendan Nunez, who does our recaps for us in terms of getting the graphics up on social. And I literally texted him in the third quarter. I said, Brendan, get that graphic ready. They're not going to come through with this one. And somehow the Niners, not against all odds, but against the run of play, figured out a way to hold on. That defense and the rookies got it going. And the Niners eventually played Niners football and scored. And that was that. And so, yes, it's a win in Seattle, retaking hold of the NFC West, but there are still many gaps to fill.
Yeah, try this on.
Yeah, what you got?
I'm reluctant to say this because I don't think it's going to go over well. But after the way the 49ers played against the Rams, and after the way they played against Arizona, and the way they were playing last night for much of that fourth quarter, they started to remind me of last year's Kings.
I said this on Return of the
Really?
Empire
Did
this
you
week.
really?
I did, yes. Me and Nate were talking about this. I was like, the Niners remind me of the roller coaster Kings of 23-24, where 1 week you beat the prime time by 20. The next week you lose the Pelicans by 20. Then you beat a good team by 10.
Blowing a big lead at home.
Then you blow a big lead at home. I mean, just pick a lane and stick to it. And they can't right now.
Yeah. What do you think, Drapes?
I hear you. I understand that. But there was a difference with last year's Kings team. We went on the road and beat Minnesota twice. We beat Denver last year. Niners ain't beat anybody. They beating up on the Little Sisters of the Poor. They beating up on my daughter's 7th grade youth football team. There's a difference here. Like, I need the Niners, in these coming weeks will tell us a lot. You got to raise your game to the level of the opponent, you know? And so they haven't beat anybody yet. So at least the Kings were able to have some quality wins. Niners don't have a quality win yet in my book. You know,
I mean, the Jets was pretty quality.
Now, Jets they fired their coach,
which was a
And it was week 1. Aaron Rodgers hadn't played football in 12 months.
They still showed up after all the controversy.
Is that really a quality win?
Yes.
Jay,
is that a quality win?
Well, I want to see if Jay remembers this. Jay, do you remember what somebody on the show, and it wasn't you and it wasn't me, said about the 49ers the day after they beat the Jets? Do you remember that?
I don't remember.
Oh, somebody was very high on the 49ers. He was very high on first. You said Kansas City, but then I think you did a Drapes takes on how this 49ers team, they're ready to go.
I might have to go pull it from the tape.
Yeah, you can put, as I always say, once more information comes in, you can amend. The Jets are not a good team. I'm sorry.
Currently, yes, but the Jets defense is a good defense. It has been holding teams to under certain points. The London game, throw that out of the way. Weird things happen in the London game, absolutely. But every other game, the Jets defense has shown up with Jeff Albright, who is former 49ers player, now current Jets coach because Robert Saleh got fired, which again, a lot of the players, including Aaron Rodgers, were taken back by.
Well, be that as it may, to me, that's if there is a similarity, and I get your point, Drapes, and I know we're talking really small sample size.
Yes.
The Kings last year, halfway through the year or so, they turned it around defensively. But when they struggled defensively, it's when they were prone to giving up those leads. And that's where the 49ers are right now to me.
Yes.
So the defense, and last night they cobbled it together, despite the injuries. But the defense has been their biggest with all the injuries and CMC question marks. That to me has been their biggest bugaboo this year. The defense at times has been like a sieve.
That and not being able to score in the red zone.
Yeah.
I mean, atrocious in the red zone. I don't know what it is about going inside the 20. The Niners have just not been able to do it this year. At one point, they were 9 for 20 going into this week inside the red zone. They were under 500 in goal to go. This is a team that was first in both statistics in 2023. And you would think, McCaffrey's not there, which again, McCaffrey, 75% of his touchdowns have come with inside the red zone for the Niners.
Right.
He is their red zone guy. I get it. But man, you got a lot of stars. How are you not scoring in the red zone? I mean, it's a play calling, it's execution, all that stuff. And that's what's really bitten them in the butt is going from a 2-score lead to a 3-score lead. They haven't been able to do that. They haven't been able to blow teams out of the water to the point of they can't come back as too many points. Teams have been hanging around for so long. And that's why the Rams in Arizona last week were able to come back and win those games.
Amil Fragoso joined us. Amil, I was on social media. I'm watching the game and monitoring what's happening out there on social media. And let me see here. Somebody asked the question. Oh, no, this was in our text line, text chat, as a matter of fact. Somebody asked the question about George Kittle. Is he the best tight end in Niners history now? Is he surpassing, some of the all-time greats?
Surpassing Vernon
Davis, Dwight Clark. Yeah. Somebody behind the boards, I think, might think
Jones,
that right now.
Russ Francis, baby.
There's a lot of great Niner tight ends.
Yes.
George Kittle might be the best all-around Niner tight end because of what he can do in the run game as well, too. And that's why I have George Kittle as the best tight end in football as an all-around tight end, because when it comes to blocking, running routes, catching passes, being a team leader, he kind of is a 5-tool athlete when it comes to that personality. He is a very special. And despite being banged up this season, because again, he came into this game with a rib injury, he's been playing pretty well and looked a little bit hobbled at times in Seattle, but got back in there, 2 touchdowns. And George and Debo get up for these big games. They love playing in Seattle. They love playing the Seahawks, and it shows.
Yeah, but the two of them and other players too, it seems to me like they're just constantly hurt at this point.
Yes.
They've been playing so many games for so many years, and it's not like, they're fine this week. Whatever Debo did last night with his forearm, it's like he and Kittle, they're just dealing with all these injuries, and they know how to get from one week to the other. But by the end of the year, they're almost literally falling apart.
Well, think about this. The Niners have played 60 total games in the last 3 seasons.
Right.
60. At some point, your body is going to give out, even with an offseason of recovery and rest.
Yeah.
And Kittle's just turned 31 years old. Happy birthday to him yesterday. Kittle's in the back half of his career now. You can only be great for so long. Obviously, LeBron James in the NBA is changing that opinion and that narrative. But even look at Travis Kelce, who we had as the greatest tight end ever for a lot of people. And now he's showing his signs of age. And maybe that's other things off the field that are contributing to that. But you can only be great for so long. At some point, eventually, your body is going to wear out. And I talked about this week on my big long-form article about the identity crisis the Niners are going through right now.
SactownSports.com?
Yes, sir, SactownSports.com. Big, long article about why the Niners are where they are. because they can't figure out who they are right now. They think that the standard of what Niner football means to them is just going to click without taking into account the work that goes into it, or just even being healthy for that matter, because they're doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. Things have to change in terms of getting these guys ready to go for the year, because slowly but surely they're going through a rebuild right now. The Niner defense in the back line is going through a rebuild. The veterans that are there are getting hurt or being replaced by rookies that are playing well right now. The line is getting different. All around, things are slowly going to be changing as we go into 2025. But for now, it's win or bust. And right now, they've been playing more bust than win. But thankfully, they get out of week 6, I should say, with a win.
Are you feeling like, they've sort of been able to weather the storm and that brighter days are ahead? And do you think they've handled it, and I'm talking about the injuries and everything like that, as best they could? Like, for them to be 3-3 at this point with everything they've dealt with, is that a success, or is it still, you might have underachieved?
And this is where I'm with you, Draper, where it still might have been underachieved, because they should be 4-1. I think we can all agree, and the Niner players will even agree, because we've talked about this too. They should be 4-1. And even last night,
4-2, or right now they're 3-3, right?
Sorry, or
5-1.
5-1. Thank you.
5-1. Okay,
I was still in week 5.
Okay, 5-1.
Yes,
okay.
They should be 5-1. They should be 5-1. Absolutely. And the reason why they could be 2-4 is because of what almost happened last night.
Almost, yeah.
Almost. Again, and Fred even talked about this after the game of, man, they had that similar feeling, but thankfully we came through with it. The similar feeling of deja vu 3 times in a row against 3 NFC West opponents after they basically clean sweep them for 2 seasons, except for that one throwaway game last year, week 18 against the Rams. This Niner team has to find their identity and has to find it very quickly, and has to do it without Christian McCaffrey, because they have a very tough slate coming up. This is the easy stretch.
Right.
This was the easier stretch. Now, like you said, Draper, and this is where I agree with you.
Thank you.
It's gut check time. It's show up. Are you this contender, or are you just middle of the pack?
By the way, the best 49er tight end ever might be a guy named Ted Kwolek.
Might be.
But that's going back.
Is it Keysar days?
What's it? Yeah. Actually, I think you're right. What's the word on Jordan Mason? Because it's pretty good today, right?
It's great news. It is a mild AC joint sprain. He is day to day, and actually would have been able to get back in that game if they needed him to. Just was going through a little too much pain. AC joint sprains are tough. There's a varying degree of difficulty with these sprains. And I know Jesse Morris, the injury doctor, has talked about this a couple times, how there's grade 1, 2, 3, all up to 6 almost, where it's basically a break. Grade 1 is the best it could be. It's a sprain. It hurts. It's, more so pain tolerance of anything. And so he will be day-to-day going into week 7, which is good news because they have 10 days in between games.
Yeah, here's something from some study somebody did, 2000 to 2011. The mean time missed from playing from an AC joint injury was only 9.8 days, and only 1.7 required surgery. So if they're saying it's mild, sounds like he's on track to be ready to go.
Yeah,
the Chiefs.
The person that is one to watch, and thankfully tests have come back negative on this, is the new kicker Matthew Wright, who dislocated his shoulder yesterday trying to tackle. Kickers,
right?
Please don't tackle the kick returner. I get it; it's football, but more bad things are going to come out of it than good, it seems sometimes. Again, Jake Moody rolled up on his ankle.
I want my new teammates to like me, so I'm going to make it.
Right.
Yeah, you know how
laying it on the line.
You know how they'll like you. Just keep making the kicks. And Matthew was really, really good. 3 for 3. He doesn't have the biggest leg, but he's accurate, and that's what they want. And he won out in the tryouts this week, but unfortunately, he has a dislocated shoulder. He popped it back in, and he's thankfully tests are negative, so he's could play week 7 against the Chiefs, but we'll see.
He should be good, I would think, right?
You can still kick with dislocated shoulder, right?
Right. Yeah, I think so.
Exactly.
The sports doctor, Amil Fragoso.
It's just a flesh wound.
When I look at, the injuries, and I keep harping on it, I understand that. We're talking about that right now. The back end with Hufanga out and some of the guys being out. And we saw it a little bit yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
How confident are you in some of these young guys that against a Patrick Mahomes coming up, against a Dak, a Josh Allen, like the test is coming. How confident are you that, what we saw last night can, they can transfer to some of the better teams?
I do think it's possible.
Okay.
I very much do, because again, you got to look at the talent that especially in the secondary they went up against last night. DK Metcalf, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Tyler Lockett, that's an above average wide receiver core. It absolutely is.
I agree on paper, but DK, something was up with him last night, right? Like he looked like he was uninterested.
That was decaf Metcalf.
Decaf, right? Yeah, he didn't have his caffeine or something.
To be honest, though, if not for an illegal shift call late in the game, there's a 60-yard touchdown on DK down the middle.
Yeah,
that's true.
So he did get open. It just that unfortunately penalties negated potential. And again, there's that viral clip of him going around of him yelling at his offensive coordinator in the headset, which I won't interpret because there was not some very friendly words there. Basically, throw it beyond the sticks. Throw it, get some plays downfield because DK Metcalf is a deep play maker. He's not a short end guy like that. He's a go down the field and get it. I just think it was a bad night for Geno, though, too. Yeah. It was a bad night overall for the quarterback. And if your quarterback is not, Jets Geno was back last night. That's for sure. He just wasn't the same. Again, even on that Renardo Green interception, it seemed that he wanted Njigba to do a crossing route, not a slant, and then he ran a slant instead. That's why it was so shallow. Why Renardo was able to undercut that ball.
Yeah, it's like he didn't know what happened. They showed Geno. He's like, what?
He thought it was going to be a shallow cross. It was a slant instead, deeper. Miscommunication. But that can't happen at home for the Seahawks, and that's why the Niners, I feel like, were gifted a little bit of those opportunities there, and even then, the refs tried to screw him out of the game.
Yeah, Amil, I don't know if you have an answer for this. We've been talking about this today. This is, to me, the biggest mystery with the Niners right now. Why does it seem the receivers are not getting open, and is that something that Ricky Pearsall could conceivably help with?
Yeah. He absolutely could. He is a separation guy similar to Ayuk when he is in his prime, or in it healthy, I should say, Brandon Ayuk.
But you know what I mean? And even when you see the replays, Brock Purdy's going back to throw, it's like, there's nobody open.
Ain't nobody open.
And he's running around forever.
Look, it's not great. I'll be honest. It's not great right now. Brock Purdy has made a lot of plays out of nothing right now. Even though the stats are saying that they are getting open. They aren't getting open on paper the way Brock would like to.
Yeah, I know. I've seen those numbers that you're talking about.
Yeah, the separation numbers are still there for BA and Debo and all those guys, but they're not getting open in the spots that that Purdy would like him to get open into. And even then, it goes back to the Rams game when Ayuk was on that long streak downfield, and they're like, "Why didn't you throw it there?" Because the safety shallow over the middle was kind of hovering there, the single high safety, and Brock was like, "I don't want to risk it there," so he took a check down. Again, Brock Purdy is a quarterback that takes risks when he feels like he can make the play happen. He's not going to just throw it up unless he has to throw it up. And that's why he didn't in certain situations.
It seemed to me earlier in the year, they were taking everything away underneath, which is the opposite of what teams are doing in the NFL. Mm-hmm. So he was taking some deep shots, and now he's not taking those. I'm actually wondering if he has a sore wing.
No. Brock does not have a sore wing.
That pass that he threw to Debo last night.
He had to get it into space. He threw it out on purpose like that. He threw a kind of a float. It was in there
a long time.
It was, but he also had to fit it into a tight. He didn't lead him, and I think Kirk Herbstreit did a really good job of explaining this actually on the broadcast. If he leads Debo at all, that's an interception because the safety over the top is hovering there, waiting to see because it's kind of a shallow, out and up rail route that the Debo is running where. It's kind of a bunch formation. I believe it was Ayuk that kind of went up and in, and then Debo went around him and then back up. And so you have to find that shallow in the zone. Mm-hmm. So if Purdy throws that ball at all too hard or at all over, leading him, it's interception. He found the right window, and Debo, knowing how to make a play, ran back to the football, passed the cornerback, and was gone. Mm-hmm. And that's IQ and intelligence in the moment that was what makes Brock Purdy so special.
Mm-hmm. Amil Fragoso joining us. Amil, is there anything that could be done about special teams, or is it just every week it's just going to be a crapshoot, a roller coaster?
I wish I had an answer.
Right.
At some point, the Niners are going to have to look really long and hard at special teams coordinator Brian Schneider and look like, hey, man, this is a once-a-week occurrence now where not only is special teams, a hindrance, it's actually changing games for them.
It really is.
I mean, to go up by 20 points and then immediately give up a 97-yard kick return. And you can't blame the coordinator at all for missing tackles. Jalen Graham, who they just brought back over from Washington, missed that tackle on Laviska Shenault that should have just downed him at the 35. And
who was that from the Seattle that returned that? You let that flow off the tongue very well there.
Laviska Shenault?
Laviska Shenault. See, I couldn't say it like that.
Laviska Shenault.
No, Laviska Shenault. That's why this guy an insider.
That's not the way he said it first, I don't think. But He did.
Colorado Buffalo.
I looked him
standout,
up and I was like, I don't know how to say his name. I'm gonna just be like the Seahawks returner.
Yeah, Laviska should know that.
Okay.
A former.
Does that sound like something you'd say when you stub your toe?
I didn't even think of that. That's actually pretty good.
That's a good
That's
one, right?
Pretty good one.
Yeah.
No disrespect.
No. Again, Laviska is known for being a speed guy, a guy that can get open. Didn't have it go right for him, I believe, in Buffalo is where he got drafted. I have to check again on that one. But Laviska was a very talented player out of Colorado. Wasn't able to put it together. Now with the Seahawks as their punt kick returner guy. And again, it can make plays happen. Has a great burst and got open down the field. But this goes back to the Niners and their special teams woes of, can you just tackle?
Right.
Just tackle the guy in space or kick it out of the back of the end zone.
You know, we were talking about that last week or the week before. One of the things that makes Minnesota such a good defense, they tackle well.
Yes.
You know, we tend to overlook some of the most basic things. And so many times this year, and we saw it last night a little bit, 49ers have not tackled well.
No.
It's important. It's crucial to playing defense well to be able to tackle people.
It is.
That said, where are we? We know. If we don't know, don't feel the need to try to come up with some. CMC, what do we think we know? Where is all that right now?
CMC, I do have updates.
Okay.
I do have updates. Yeah,
All
CMC is still continuing his. We just got off the phone a couple hours ago with Kyle Shanahan on this. He is, despite reports, he is not going to have his practice window open next week. He's not going to return to practice next week. It's still too early. But he is improving. His ramp up is going good. There has been no setbacks since coming back from Germany with bilateral Achilles tendonitis. It is more so in one of his legs, I believe the right leg of Christian McCaffrey that he's feeling the injury in. And he's progressing well. He's been doing some on-the-field workouts here and there. No official practice per se, but he's at least on grass, practicing on soft grass, moving well, resting, recovering, ramping up. I said this a few weeks ago, and I'll say it again. It would shock me if McCaffrey plays before the bye week. It really would. Week 10 has always been kind of the ideal target date for him just because they need him down that stretch run. They need him for the playoffs, and getting him as healthy as possible is the main goal for this season.
Why do you think there's been this shield over this of nobody wanting to explain exactly what's going on?
Because no one really knows what is going on except Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
Achilles tendonitis is a very, very, very tricky injury because, as we saw with Dre Greenlaw, you can play through it. You can play through it until literally it ruptures and you're done. And the Niners, especially after paying him and making him the highest paid running back again in football, cannot afford to lose prime McCaffrey to an Achilles injury right now at year 28. Yeah. He's 28 years old.
Why didn't you tell us, Christian? You had this. I meant to. I
well, he had it last year.
Yeah, that's true.
He had Achilles tendonitis last year. He played through it. He was fine. He healed up in the offseason, he thought, but then it came back as soon as he got to training camp. And maybe it's because of how he trains and how he practices. He trains super, super intense and super hard. Even in the offseason, it's hard for him to – he's really a gym rat. He loves to work out, loves to work on his craft, very obsessive that way about football. And maybe to a fault because the Niners have talked about this, how we have to protect Christian from himself. Christian wants to be out there more than anything in the world. But right now, his best thing is to rest, and it's killing him inside because he wants to play football. This is a guy who has played 39 consecutive games for the 49ers. 39 going into this season. He was unstoppable last season, the runaway offensive player of the year. And now he can't play football. And that's just eating him inside, especially after inking a large deal and being in your prime still. It's hard to sit out in your prime. It just is.
Yeah. My prime was a while ago. I don't.
Right. Decades ago.
Yeah. At least.
You liked what you saw from the front defensively. You know, obviously Bosa got after it. Only one sack, but they had a million pressures.
They were
it
on
seemed
him.
like that.
And it was Nick Bosa who had a record high a game high, I should say, 14 pressures on Geno Smith. He was everywhere. He was attacking that left side. I believe it was Charles Cross. He was attacking all night. Then went over to the left, attacked their backup left tackle as well too. And he was just getting after it. While Nick's talked about this so many times about how I'm the guy. I'm the highest paid defensive player ever. I got to get sacks. You know, pressures are great, but it's a finishing sport. It's still great to see Nick Bosa have that kind of impact again because there was a real stretch last season where you were like, is something wrong with Nick? Is he just not feeling it the same way? Because in 2022, every game it felt like, every series, every down, you knew where Nick Bosa was at. And thankfully, it seems like for the Niners, at least with all these injuries, Nick has finally been able to get back to somewhat relatively all-pro defensive player of the year form. and is wreaking havoc. And yes, it is Geno Smith. And Geno did not have a good game, but he was making Geno see ghosts by the end of that game.
See, their Charvarius Ward injury worries me too.
Oh, he's fine.
Is he?
He's fine. Knee bruise. He actually was at Lumen Field yesterday testing it out pregame and looked solid. Not 100%, obviously, which is he's been battling a couple injuries this year.
Yeah.
Remember, he's coming off a core muscle surgery over the offseason as well, too. He hasn't been healthy really for a year. And so they just want to get him right. 10 days of rest before the Cowboys, or before the Chiefs, then the Cowboys, and then the bye week. So this was a game that they could look at and go, hey, as much as we love you on DK Metcalf, because he's been shutting DK down, we believe Diamador Lenore can handle DK, and, the rest will fall into place. And Demo Lenore had a standout game against DK Metcalf, only 3 catches on 11 targets.
Don't you guys feel like they'll beat the Cowboys easy, but it's going to be a real struggle to beat the Chiefs? Is that pretty much where we all are?
And the Chiefs aren't even playing that well.
Yeah.
They're not. They're not, but they keep winning games somehow.
Right.
They just keep winning these games, and that's kind of where we're at right now, is until they lose.
They'll beat the Cowboys, but the Chiefs
they always do. That's the thing. They historically have the Cowboys numbers, yes. The Chiefs, though, they just, to Amil's point, they just find a way to win.
They got guys open underneath all day long against everybody, but especially against 49ers.
Yeah.
One wide receiver, no wide receiver, kind of a tight end. Doesn't matter. They figure it out.
Yep.
Yeah.
No running back. Kareem Hunt's back for some reason. Shades of 2017. Whatever.
Yep. All right. Thank you, Amil Fragoso.
Thanks, guys.
Make sure you read his long form piece at sackdownsports.com.
Ooh, a little long form.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Let
All
me
right.
know.
Okay. No paywall, right?
No paywall. No. There's no paywall. There's no paywall at Sacktown Sports. You hear me? No paywall. Free articles, free 49ers analysis. Hit your boy up on Twitter at Emiliano Fragoso as well.
Have a good weekend. Enjoy your football
You guys as
weekend.
well.
When we come back, we'll tell you which King was just named an off-the-radar player who could have a big impact on the season. Can you guess who it is? The answer's coming up on Sacktown Sports.
Hi, this is Greg Papa. Disasters hit every day. If your home, business, or building has suffered from any disaster, SunPoint Public Adjusters can help. SunPoint prepares, presents, and negotiates your claim with the insurance company, working only for you, making sure you get everything you're entitled to and letting your focus be on what's most important, your family or your business. Call SunPoint today at 888-247-7865 or contact us at sunpoint.us. SunPoint Public Adjusters, the gold standard in public adjusting.
License number 2N14884.
It's the Big Sky home opener for the Sacramento State Hornets this Saturday. 6 p.m. kickoff versus Eastern Washington. Get your tickets at hornetsports.com.
Don't let summer energy slip away. Live the active life you love year-round with a personally fit arch support system from the Good Feet store. Precision engineered to support all 4 arches. Good Feet puts your feet in a more ideal, comfortable, and pain-free position. And Good Feet arch supports are now HSA and FSA eligible. Book a free fitting at goodfeet.com or come in and get a free pair of OS First Performance socks. Free. Normally a $25 value at the Good Feet store.
Tired of ads interrupting your favorite news podcasts? Good news! Ad-free listening on Amazon Music is included with your Prime membership. Stay up to date on everything newsworthy with podcasts like The Daily, Up First, and 5 Things Uninterrupted at amazon.com/ad-free. Just head to amazon.com/ad-free to catch up on the latest episodes without the ads.
I occasionally have nerve discomfort in my hands, so the things I love to do
Let's play something, Grandma.
became difficult as I got older.
If you have occasional stabbing and burning in your hands and feet, try Nervive Nerve Relief. Nervive's clinically studied dose of alpha-lipoic acid reduces occasional nerve discomfort in as little as 7 days with continued daily use. Say yes to healthy nerves with Nervive Nerve Relief. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
The presidential general election is November 5th. All registered voters will receive their ballot in the mail. Check to make sure you're registered correctly at elections.sackcounty.gov or call toll-free 800-762-8019.
Maida Chevy saves you $12,000 off MSRP on every new half-ton Silverado RST in stock after rebates. All of them. Silverado blowouts on now at MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
See dealer for details. Ends 10/31/24.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, the Scratch Kitchen delivers lunch in the clutch.
I mean, where else can you order a 29-degree draft beer and a quickie combo on your lunch break? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
For 76 years, the Keys family from Naturewood Home Furnishings has been serving families just like yours and mine. Hi, I'm Frank LaRosa with Golf to Go. The Naturewood team takes great pride and significant effort to offer Northern California families a vast selection of home furnishings, most of which are made right here in this country. The kitchen table, which we purchased so many years ago, speaks to the enduring quality of the Naturewood product lines. We treasure memories made seated around that table with family and friends for birthday celebrations, school projects, and many late-night meals when the day just got away from us. Naturewood has provided thousands with home furnishings that not only last for generations, but also lead to everlasting memories of cherished times. Visit Naturewood Home Furnishings now during their 76th anniversary sale and get started making your own brand of memories. Meet the Keys family at Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for American Energy Heating and Air with a question. Have you recently had a technician diagnose your HVAC system and you were a bit surprised at how much it cost? Or did something seem off about their quote? Because at American Energy, they take pride in giving you honest, straightforward solutions to get that system up and running. Have their qualified technicians come out and give you a free second opinion. It's free. You got nothing to lose but some dollars off of that original quote. They're making the uncomfortable comfortable. They've been doing it since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. That's why they keep having customers coming back for more and more and more. You can call them and set that appointment at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Your flagship station for the Bean Team, Sacktown Sports.
Yes, we got Kings basketball tonight here on Sacktown Sports. Kings and Warriors again, of course. Boy, the preseason's tough sometimes, isn't it, Drapes? Because you get excited that it's the preseason, but then a quarter in, you're like, okay, when do the real games start? Can we just fast forward to the real games, please?
So, Whitey's, be patient, young fella.
I know, but you know how it is.
Be patient. Yeah, no,
it
I'm with you. You know, and what we saw in the first half the other day, it made us want more. You know, it's like, all right, we want to see the starters a full game. And Mike Brown says today he's going to play the starters into the third quarter. So it's like slowly but surely we're getting there. We're getting there. I don't know why we need 5 preseason games. You know, it's like, give me 2 or 3 and then let's start for us. See what you mean.
Did you see the article about that today in The Athletic about how teams decide how many preseason games they have and who they play?
No, I didn't see that.
It's up to the teams. Everything else with the NBA, of course, the NBA hands you down your schedule. But preseason, you can have no more than 6. You don't have to have any. Who you play when you play them, go get them. It's up to you.
It's totally up to
the
team. Could be like, we want 6, we want 4. Like it's totally up
Orlando,
to
it used to be 8. Orlando always played 8 for whatever reason. And now teams basically, they want to have a few and they work with each other. Like, where are you guys going to be? You're going to be in our area. Why don't you play us?
Okay.
You know, and I think the Warriors and Clippers were both in Hawaii. So they're like, oh, we might as well play.
Right.
But it's interesting. It's just pretty much kind of, I guess, like the old days, really like, well, what do you want to do? Hey, let's play. You want to play us? All right. You know, it's funny because LeBron was complaining about, why are we going to Milwaukee?
Oh, yeah. That is weird, though, right?
It is a little.
Like,
but it's because their arena's getting refurbished.
Who, Lakers one?
Yeah, so they got to play all.
So they got to play.
They didn't have to go all the way to Milwaukee, but
right.
That's where they're
okay,
playing.
I didn't know that, and then I was wondering, 5 preseason games, only 2 of them at Golden One.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like why were we going to Utah next week? That's kind of weird, but it is what it is.
Yeah,
it is what it is.
This is from your buddy John Hollinger.
Okay, all right.
Which off-the-radar players might make a big impact this NBA season? And he has a Kings player in here. Do you care to guess who it is? Now, it doesn't mean if he has a player that you don't have, doesn't mean he's right.
Right.
You know the Kings better than he does.
Off the radar?
Yeah, an off-the-radar player that could have a big impact. He says, let's see, call them an X factor or a swing variable or whatever terminology you want to use. Sometimes the emergence or failure of a key role player at a thin position has outsized importance.
Kevin Huerter.
Kevin Huerter's not the guy he picked. I'll tell you who he did pick for some other teams. Grady Dick with Toronto.
All right.
Your guy Tillman with Boston.
Yeah,
Xavier Tillman.
yeah.
Precious Achiuwa, New York.
Yeah.
Daniel Tice.
My guy, Daniel Tice is nice.
New Orleans. Dyson Daniels. And then Trace Jackson Davis.
Yeah,
with
that's a
the
big one.
Kings, Trey Lyles.
Trey Lyles.
Yeah. He says, John Hollinger, the only thing standing between Sacramento's front court depth being a yikes-level disaster is Trey Lyles. 6'8", more comfortable at the 4, likely to stand in as a Domas backup at the center spot on most nights. Stretch option, who made 38.4% of his threes last season, otherwise tailed off, scoring at a much lower rate, almost abandoning twos entirely. What do you think? He's playing on an expiring $8 million deal. He'll have plenty of incentive. Trey Lyles as an off-the-radar guy who could have a huge impact on the season.
I agree. For once, I actually agree.
How about that?
With John Hollinger. You know what? He's an all right guy. He can't, he's spot on. Because, and I pulled up the article here, and I got it right here. He said if the 28-year-old Canadian can revert to the player he was for the Kings and their dreamy, beamy 22-23 campaign, that would go a long way towards shoring up that area. And I agree. Like, we expected big things out of Trey Lyles last year, but then he got off to a slow start because of the injuries and never really found his groove. And the reason, remember, they brought him back on a 2-year deal. We're excited about that, happy about that. And when you look at Trey Lyles, and Hollinger points this out, he's a bona fide three-point shooter, too. Opens up the floor, stretches the floor, has a little bit of toughness as well. And when you look at their front court, and I'm talking specifically the 5-spot/4 spot. So you got Keegan and Domas. We understand that.
Your bigs.
Who is it after that? Like Hollinger said, it could be yikes level disaster. Alex Len is my guy. He looked good the other night against the Warriors. But outside of that, you got a lot of what ifs, a lot of hopes instead of bona fide guys, what they can do. And I think Trey Lyles is in that bona fide, I know what he can do. He just got to stay on the floor. And I want to see Mike Brown give him some regular minutes too, man. I need Trey Lyles 20 minutes a night. He may play some small ball 5. He may play some 4. But I think Trey is the type that the more you give him, the more, regular rotation minutes you give him, the better he'll become. If you're yoking him around, one night he's playing 20, the next night he's playing 7, I don't think you'll get the most out of Trey Lyles there.
One of the reasons last year the rotation was so spotty, I think it was because they really were banking on more from Sasha. So it was like they were assuming Sasha's going to have a bigger role at some point, and he just, because of health reasons and he wasn't playing well, he just wasn't able to establish himself in that regard. And I think it threw everything else off for him.
Yeah.
And they didn't want to say, forget it, you know?
Remember, I think it was with you and Watkins before we started our show, like a bold prediction. And we all thought Sasha was going to be, by season's end, a starter or a big-time rotation. And to your point, it never panned out. And I think, when we watched the Kings last season, Mike Brown spent the entire year trying to figure out a rotation. Couldn't depend on Sasha. My guy, Chris Duarte. Then you had the injuries with Huerter and Malik. And so you really never had some stability in terms of that rotation. With that being said, if Trey Lyles can fortify that backup 4 or 5 spot, like Hollinger said, it'll go a long way.
One of the things I was worried about watching them play the opener, and I don't know, maybe it's the coach in me, you watch things and you start to look, what's wrong? Because you think, you got to fix them. But the bench, and you were just making the point, the bench is a little iffy, but I realize Trey Lyles isn't there right now, and Kevin Huerter's not there right now, and McLaughlin's not there right now. So those 3 guys that are established players that are going to fortify your bench. But beyond those, it's a lot of, this guy could be pretty good, but that guy might be pretty good, but,
Yeah, and that's why, I urge fans not to overreact to what we saw on Wednesday in the second half, because let's keep it real. We had a lot of guys playing that come regular season time, they won't be getting minutes. Like you just mentioned, we got 3 guys who probably come off the bench that weren't even playing. 3 of really your top 8 that weren't even playing the other night. And so, when I talked to Monty McNair on Media Day, I say, give me one thing that, you are impressed with your team, about the roster. He said he loves their depth. And so we haven't seen it yet, Kings fans. We got to get Jordan McLaughlin. I know you and I are high on him and what he did last season in Minnesota. Our boy Kevin Herter looks fit, trim, look like he's been seeing my boy Lim back here, in terms of his workout. He's cut now. He looks great if he can knock down shots. And, of course, Trey Lyles, man. Like I said, you're talking 3 of your top 8, 9 guys you were without the other night.
There's a lot of people that see it the way Hollinger does when he says, and you mentioned it too, Trey Lyles is the only thing standing between Sacramento's front court depth being a yikes-level disaster. I know Dave has talked about that. Carmichael Dave, I don't know if you're familiar with his work.
Nah, not at all.
You're not missing anything. But anyway, a lot of people on the outside look at that roster and say the same thing. And I'm just wondering, obviously the Kings see it, but they must see something else in addition that a lot of us aren't seeing.
Yeah, I think so, because and maybe they're not going to tip their hand. Maybe they're not going to tip their hand. But I don't think they feel the urgency to get another big or a backup 4 like a lot of fans do, a lot of media does. I think they're pretty happy with, the depth they have at that position. I need to see Orlando Robinson out there and see maybe, can he provide something? That's a tough one. I need to see, is Isaac Jones, the real deal? I'm looking at him tonight as well. And so it might not be as dire if you throw back in Trey Lyles as well.
I don't know how much you guys talked this week about the GM survey.
Oh, we got into it.
Okay, I figured you probably did.
We got into it.
You see that the Euro, who's not in
we did not talk about that. We did not talk. Do you believe that? Go ahead. What was it again?
It was NBA GMs, and they're asked all these questions. One of them was, which European League player who's not in the NBA right now is the best player?
Yeah.
Sasha
was number 1. It's like, really? Like what happened? And people are still high on him, obviously. But when he came here to Sacramento, it just didn't pan out. And so we wish him all the best, obviously.
Yeah.
But people are still high on his talent.
Nothing against him. Like you say, we honestly do wish him the best. But I'd have to check it again. It wasn't an overly impressive list.
No, really? All right, I gotta look at the list again.
I remember.
All right, good.
Chetty Osman was on there, I think.
But Chetty's a bona fide NBA.
I know, but he was like 5th or 6th.
Right. All right, I gotta look at that list.
Yeah. We're gonna get you ready when we come back for a big event in Stockton. Nightmare in the Arena at Stockton. It's tomorrow night. Boxing. We'll talk to one of the combatants when we come right back to Sacktown Sports.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. So at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited talk, text, and data for $30 a line when you buy 2. That's just $60 a month for 2 unlimited lines. So if you're 50 and up, make the switch and save. Come on, you've earned this. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today. Requires 2 lines of service, age validation, and credit approval, subject to system and area limits, taxes, and other fees apply.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. Call 800-881-4242. 800-881-4242.
What sets Ashton and Price apart from other injury law firms? I'll tell you. From beginning to end, all important legal decisions are made directly between our clients and their experienced local attorney. A gate agent flying the plane, the receptionist performing surgery, not a chance. There's simply no substitute for the unique power of the direct attorney-client relationship offered by Ashton and Price. And there's never a fee until we win, and between you and me, we win a lot.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
Hey, Aggie fans, head coach Tim Plow here. October 12th is a date you're not going to want to miss. It's homecoming here in Davis, and we face off with rival Cal Poly at 4 p.m. for the Golden Horseshoe. It's also Junior Aggiette Day. So, kids, if you want to perform on the field with our cheer and dance teams, Visit ucdavisaggies.com/tickets and sign up today. Let's pack the stands for this rivalry game and celebrate what it means to be a part of this Davis community. Go Ags.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Hey, good morning. You're heading to the airport, right?
Yep, thanks for checking. I like the car. How long have you been a rideshare driver?
About 3 years now. I really enjoy it.
Isn't it hard to make money these days with the price of gas being so high?
Not for me. I use Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get real money back when you get gas with the Upside app?
Yep, I get real cash back every time I get gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code RACE for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code RACE for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code RACE.
Fall's right around the corner, and there's no better way to experience nature and everything that Northern California has to offer than in a Jeep. And right now, it's Jeep Adventure Days at Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. And they've got the deals and selection for you. From sales to service, they're going to prove to you why they deserve your business. Their GM, Chuck Dean, he has this talent of not only getting you the best deal in town, but he also is able to build an inventory that other dealers are jealous of. SacSuperstore.com and located off of Business 80 across from Hagen Oaks Golf Course. Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
It's the Big Sky home opener for the Sacramento State Hornets this Saturday. 6 p.m. kickoff versus Eastern Washington. Get your tickets at hornetsports.com.
Don't you deserve health care you can count on? Well, you can count on United Healthcare with Medicare plans that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. You can enjoy reliable coverage and low out-of-pocket costs with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. United Healthcare Medicare Advantage plans, made for California, trusted everywhere. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today.
Need to hire? You need Indeed. Their end-to-end solution helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates all year round. Schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from your Indeed dashboard. Learn more by visiting Indeed.com/credit.
Arena at Venice Health Arena in Stockton, featuring, among others, our next guest. As you know, Drapes, the Stockton King, they call him.
Ooh,
the pride of Stockton. He'll be fighting tomorrow night. Gabriel Flores Jr. joining us. How are you today, Gabriel?
I'm blessed right here, locked and loaded, ready to go.
You know, we talk a lot in sports about this team, that team, with a home field or home court advantage. What kind of advantage do you have? What does it feel like for you to be boxing in Stockton?
This is definitely, you could say, a home court advantage for me. All my people, all my fans, all my family, all my loved ones, you know, the whole city's going to come out and put energy inside me. You know, it just bounces off. That's something I realized when I first fought here back in 2019.
Is it almost like deep down, you're like, I can't let these people down. I have to win. I cannot let all these people down in my hometown.
It's not a pressure like that. It's more like they make me feel way more confident. Like they know what they came to see. They came to see me come put on a show and dominate. And I love that they see that as well as I do. So it makes me feel good. I don't ever feel like, dang, I got to do it. You know, I feel like I'm going to go out there and do it just because of my preparation.
Hey, Gabriel, you face Dennis Contreras tomorrow. What can you tell us about your opponent, and what kind of style of fight do you expect tomorrow?
I'm going to tell you what, he's going to try to get down and dirty. He's going to come and just take a shot to give a shot. You know, he's going to come in hungry, you know. So I see him coming to do that, but I don't see that working out too well for him.
You know, Junior, it's been a long time coming, as you said, coming back to Stockton to fight in front of your fans. You've just about fought, I feel like, everywhere at this point. You know, speak to what it really, really, really means
for you to put on a show tomorrow? Because, boxing here in Northern California is on the upswing. What do you think?
Yeah, it's a blessing, and go as far to say that when I brought ESPN here to Stockton, they were just talking about how that was the loudest arena, and they've been to over so many arenas. They couldn't believe how electric it was inside there. But it's just all about the people in Stockton, the purity of their hearts, how much they go and drive for one person that's representing us. Because when I win, Stockton wins, and they understand that. So that's why they always come on and support, and that's why I come ready every time and don't play, just because I know what's on the line.
Gabriel Flores Jr. with us. He'll be a part of the card tomorrow night. Nightmare in the Arena. Junior, a big part of your story, of course, is the tragedy that befell you and your family when you were just 12. Could you speak to losing your mother at that age, how much that has fueled you and your boxing career? Because if I'm not mistaken, you fought, it was one of your first bouts right after you lost her, right?
I did. So for me, it was more of if I give up on my dreams, I felt like I was giving up on her. She loved to see me fight. She was always there. And so she was very supportive when it came to me and me want to do what I wanted to do. She was like my backbone. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it affected me just to dig deep. I knew I had to do it for my siblings and for my family, take on a bigger purpose.
Yeah, Gabriel, reading about your story about how much it's a family affair. How instrumental has your dad been in your development and getting you to this point?
Big, he's been here ever since I started. He's the reason why I started. He was training my older brother, and I got excited and I asked him if I could start, and he said, "Of course." And ever since then, we never looked back. He's always been my trainer, and he's always made the right calls. And it don't get better than that because nobody know me like my own father.
Joined by Gabriel Flores Jr. headlining the card tomorrow in Stockton. You make Las Vegas your home now, and of course, that's pretty much the mecca of boxing. What's the difference between Stockton and training in Stockton and being, as you said, growing up in Stockton, now kind of being in the mecca of Las Vegas?
I just tell you this, man. If you want to be a movie star, you got to move to LA. You want to be a world-class fighter, you got to move to Vegas. That's kind of how we took it as, we're serious about our craft. We want to make it, and want to do everything possible for me to be the best I could possibly be, pull out the full potential of me. So we had to move to Vegas, and it worked a lot for my career. Blessings been happening ever since I've been there.
Junior, speaking of Hollywood, I just got to ask, and maybe you don't have one, but do you have a favorite boxing movie? I'm a big fan of Clint Eastwood, $1 Million Baby.
Yep.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite boxing movie?
Yeah, man, I would have to say Pride of Joy is my favorite boxing movie.
Mm-hmm.
Pride of Glory. There you go. That's how you say it. That's the name of it. It's a movie about a boxing dad, got 3 kids. They're fighting all the time, but they understand the tough love, and they got to get in there and win it. From the amateurs all the way to the pros. It's a great movie, man. You guys should watch it. Pride of Glory.
All right. Thank you for that.
All right. Yeah. Write that down. Yeah. Gabriel Flores Jr., lightweight. Looking at your record, 24-2, 8 KOs. Just tell me, as I get ready to come down there, I'll be in the building. My guy Jay will be in the building watching you tomorrow. What's your style? Who? And when I watch you, who will I be reminded of?
I hope you get a little taste of Roy Jones Jr. in there. That was my favorite guy. That's the guy I looked up to ever since I was a kid. Nobody really else, but Roy is the guy I try to practice. I try to copy his style, try to do little things that he did, but I grew up to be me. So I'm trying to be a version of that at times. So hopefully you see a little glimpse.
Gabe, I had the opportunity to watch you face Jason Velez. I was in the building when you fought Jason Velez. You've been a part of decisions like the last 4 or 5 fights. I think you got 1 KO in there. Any prediction? We got to get you on the record now. We put the feet to the fire here on the drive, guys. Any prediction? We're looking at a decision. Roy's kind of been one of those guys. He jumps when he wants to jump.
Yeah, I feel like I'm in tremendous shape. I feel so great this camp. I feel like I will get a stoppage within the first 5 rounds. That's how I say, under 5.
Ooh, under 5.
Under 5. Quick work. Okay.
We're not doing it as in throwing hard punches, going and trying to kill it. It's just all speed and technique. I'm telling you, just throw the right punches.
Gabe, we never ask fighters to look past the next person, Dennis Contreras. So we're going to make sure that you fixed and focused on that. But being the youngest prospect to ever sign the top rank, and I always make sure we give you your just due because that is an accomplishment in itself. What's the next? Where do you see yourself the next couple next year? Within the next year, you're ranked at 11th in the WBA, top 10. Like, what's the next step for Gabriel Flores Jr.?
I'm trying to fight somebody right there in the top 10 with me. We're looking forward to this was a last-minute replacement. We had somebody else, but we roll with the punches. We keep on going, and I'm ready for that. So that's where we're aiming at.
We calling out anybody? We calling out anybody right here?
Come on,
right?
Man.
This is your neck of woods, Gabe.
We studying right now, and once we find that name, we're going to call him out, and we're going to make sure we get him inside that Southern Arena.
It's tomorrow night, Saturday night, Nightmare in the Arena. Great card featuring Gabriel Flores Jr. Gabriel, we appreciate your time very, very much. Good luck tomorrow. Thanks, and have a great weekend, and enjoy your victory celebration.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Nightmare in the Arena, baby. Best Halloween event of the year. Promise you that. We got the fights. We got 8+ fights going on.
Ooh.
We got the contortionists. We got stilt walkers. We got fire breathers. We got candy for the kids that come and dress up. It's going to be a hell of a show.
All right.
All right. There it is.
Fun. Thank you, Gabriel.
That's an
We appreciate
event, baby.
Yeah. Nightmare in the Arena tomorrow in Stockton.
So are you and Jay?
Yes,
We going down there,
Dressing
bro.
up?
Dressing up? I don't know about all that. I mean, I'll come looking like an OG. That's about it. But we'll be in the arena. Yeah. Going to go check it out.
Yeah, Jay's right. Boxing making a comeback in the area.
Yes.
There's a great boxing history in Northern California.
In Northern Cal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. And Jay brought it up. Hey, Drapes, you want to go? I'm like, of course. Like, it's nothing like being at a boxing match, too. Like, the energy and everything.
Yeah,
you can feel it. You can feel it when you're in there. Yeah.
I know, Drapes, Whitey, you've said you've been to a few of them, right?
I don't think I've ever actually been to one.
Really?
Yeah. As we're talking
to everything.
Darn.
Yeah. Okay.
Ooh, we got to get you to a big fight.
Yeah.
You're talking about atmosphere. I'm not the biggest UFC person. I know UFC, cage MMA, people will talk about it. I've been to those, Strikeforce. I've been to UFC here in Sacramento. I've been to UFC events in Las Vegas.
Nothing against that, but I would want to see boxing.
Yeah. When I'm talking about when it's a big fight and it's all week, and people are filing into Vegas or, Barclays is a big venue right now on the East Coast. But when you got people filing in all week to come support, especially if it's someone across the pond fighting here, oh, man.
Yeah.
Dude, there's some big stuff.
Yeah. Big night tomorrow night in Stockton. And when we come back, 49ers got that win. And they also got this can't be right. They got good injury news.
What?
The 49ers? It's coming up. We'll share that with you on Sacktown Sports.
The shot clock is ticking, and your home team is driving up the court. But don't miss your chance to score big at Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda. Save on a new Accord, HRV, Ridgeline, or the all-new Prologue before the buzzer sounds on year-end deals. Don't get benched by high prices. Slam dunk your savings today.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
#1 claims based on 2023 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company. Sold on report.
Get ready to hit the gas on the best power tool deals of the year at Fasteners Tool Outlet. We're revving up the savings with our full throttle one-day DeWalt sale in Sacramento on October 12th only. We are slashing prices on a huge selection of DeWalt power tools like cordless drills, saws, combo kits, and more at costs you won't believe. Get better tools for better prices. Only at Fasteners Inc., Sacramento's top destination for DeWalt tools. Again, that's October 12th only on Power Inn Road. For more info, go to fastenersinc.net.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more. And then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Despite having no experience, Gavin Newsom made Jessica Morse his, quote, wildfire specialist. The result? Under Newsom and Morse, insurance rates and utility bills skyrocketed. Millions of dollars were slashed from the state's fire prevention budget. And they were even caught lying about their record, while millions of acres burned and families lost their homes. Now Gavin has chosen Jessica Morse again, this time to run for Congress. We have a better choice. Kevin Kiley. As our congressman, Kevin Kiley has worked across party lines to secure millions for wildfire protection and expand water supplies. And Kevin Kiley's bill to protect Lake Tahoe will bring up to $415 million home to our district to reduce the threat of fires and restore the ecosystem of the lake, delivering results and making a difference. Let's keep Kevin Kiley working for us.
I'm Kevin Kiley. I approve this message. Paid for by Kevin Kiley for Congress.
Don't let summer energy slip away. Live the active life you love year-round with a personally fit arch support system from the Good Feet store. Precision engineered to support all 4 arches. Good Feet puts your feet in a more ideal, comfortable, and pain-free position. And Good Feet arch supports are now HSA and FSA eligible. Book a free fitting at goodfeet.com or come in and get a free pair of OS First Performance socks. Free. Normally a $25 value at the Good Feet store.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
True fans of the game should pick up a copy of The Match, the day the game of golf changed forever, written by Mark Frost, who also wrote The Greatest Game Ever Played. The book was published more than 10 years ago, but it tells the true story of a remarkable round of golf played by legendary professionals Ben Hogan and Byron Nelson against 2 of the sport's greatest amateurs, Ken Venturi and Harvey Ward. Hogan, who avoided playing with amateurs at all costs, was hoodwinked into playing by Eddie Lowry, Francis Ouimet's diminutive caddy, who at that point was a successful San Francisco businessman. The match, with its many wagers, was set to be played at Cypress Point Club, and although the exciting 18 holes unfold with each turn of a page, it's the backstory of each of the players that makes the words come alive. My friend Ken Venturi, the last survivor of that foursome, told me it was a dream match, and so good even fiction couldn't touch it. It's a fabulous read. For Golf to Go, I'm Frank LaRosa.
It's the Big Sky home opener for the Sacramento State Hornets this Saturday. 6 p.m. kickoff versus Eastern Washington. Get your tickets at hornetsports.com.
KHD KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacramento's official home of the 49ers.
San Francisco.
Shoutouts Sports 1140.
Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
Basking in the afterglow, the 49er win last night. Get ready for the Kings. And who do the Kings play tonight? You know, especially in the preseason, they don't ever ask you, who do the Kings play? If you say Warriors, if you have no idea, but you say Warriors, there's a good chance you got nailed. Cameron Salerno tweeted this. Jillian Adge retweeted it. Tonight will mark the 20th time the Kings and Warriors have played each other in the last 719 days.
That's ridiculous. Come on. And then we just saw on Wednesday. Now we play them again Friday. Despicable.
Mm-hmm.
But
they're close by.
Yeah,
like we said, preseason. You don't want to travel a lot. We'll play you guys. We'll take the bus. And you take the bus, and we're good.
What's interesting about that Wednesday game, the Warriors bust in that day. Like, they just drove up that morning and then drove back.
Can you even do that during the regular season? Aren't there rules about
Yeah, I was talking to Raymond Ritter about that, and he said within 2 hours, technically you can go day of, if you will. Most teams don't, but technically you can do it day of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, but the Kings went last night. Yeah, they went yesterday afternoon down there. So
Coming up about 10 minutes, we're going to talk to Chris Marlowe, the voice of the Nuggets, as our view or preview of the West continues here. And, the Kings and the Warriors tonight. Now, as far as the 49ers go, how about that? They got that win last night. They got some good news today. Jordan Mason looks like his sprained AC joint is not considered serious. No other damage was discovered. So, uncomfortable for him, but it looks like he probably, based on the way these injuries typically heal, probably will be good to go when they take on the Chiefs. So pretty good night for the 49ers.
And also Matthew Wright, same things. Should be go for that game, kicking game against the Chiefs. And
Ricky Pearsall's practice window open now.
Maybe coming back next week. And so the Niners are in a good spot to start making a run, if you will. The schedule's difficult, understandable. These next 6 games are going to be tough, but they're despite losing all the bodies they lost last night, it's a light at the end of the tunnel, a brighter sky today.
I think most 49er fans feel this way, so this is hardly a news flash, but with all our efforts and some in the media, their efforts to look at the 49er season, is it back on track or not? It all hinges on CMC. You just want to be playing as good as you can, win as many games as you can, so that when he comes back, you're in position to make some kind of run, right? That's really where you are.
Yeah, and you want to stay afloat until you get him, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to be 3-7 or whatever it may be when he comes back. If you're 4-4, 5-4 when he comes back, you still have time to really hit your stride. And so, we had Amil Fragoso on, and he brought up a good point. And when you look at the Niners red zone offense, that's probably where they miss CMC the most, I would imagine. Close to the goal line, he provides so many opportunities, so many different looks for them. But and that's why I asked him. I feel like, they should be 5-1. But when it's all said and done, with all the injuries, you're not in a bad spot.
Right.
You're leading your division right now. You're not in a bad spot if you're the Niners.
And when you look at the average margin of victory in the NFL, I don't know what it is, but I know it's narrow. Don't you think there's a ton of teams right now that could say we should be 2 games better than we are?
100%. Everybody. When you look at the standings, it's like a team like the Saints.
Yeah.
Exactly. They started off well, and they've been reeling, but they should be better. My Philadelphia Eagles, should be 3-1 as well. Dallas, even though they're 3-2, they probably feel like they should be better. And so you're right about that, man.
Yeah. And it's funny. Teams always assume they should have won games that they almost won. Teams never go, like Atlanta's not going to go, there's 2 games we really should have lost.
Right.
So
right. No, we do that with the Kings, right? We focus on Detroit and Charlotte and things like. We never say, we probably should have lost that game in Denver, or that game in Minnesota. We always look at it like the ones we let slip away. So
Kansas City's going to be tough.
Yeah.
As battered as they are.
What's interesting about them, you're right. And I said this too earlier at the beginning of the season when they won their first game, they beat Baltimore. It looked great. They just find ways to win despite all the injuries. And they haven't really played good football yet. Like they haven't played complete football yet, but they got some good wins. Ravens, that's a good win. Falcons proven to be a good win. The Saints, they beat them. That's a good win, I think, for this Chiefs team. And so they scare me. And then you got Kareem Hunt back. Isaac Pacheco obviously out for the season, but Kareem Hunt has been an admirable fill-in. And so they just Juju Smith-Schuster even last week. This guy ain't done nothing in like 3 to 5 years, but they dug him off the scrap heap, dusted him off, and he had 100+ yards receiving the other day.
49ers got major contributions from young players, which they need so desperately right now, with so many of their veterans producing but limping. Literally limping through parts of the season. Then you had the big play by Gendo. I know some people on Twitter were saying Isaac Gendo, 76 yards. That just proves that with this system, anybody can do it. And that's not quite true. But the 49ers and Bobby Turner, their running back coach, and the Shanahans, they have a great eye for guys that can fit the system.
Yeah.
You can't just take anybody. Look at Trey Sermon. Trey Sermon's a great college player, right? He came in, he's like, Isaac Gendo, not a lot of people have heard of, but he's a great fit for the zone stretch. Once he reads the holes, and he can explode through the hole with great speed. So it's not just anybody. There are certain guys that are good fits for it. Other guys aren't. Bobby Turner and the Shanahans have a great knack for finding those guys.
No, you're right about that. And these aren't, second round picks or anything like that. It's, and I don't want to say it's plug and play, because that's not necessarily what it is. But I got to give the players credit too. I got to give JP Mason. I got to give Gendo credit. Like, those guys are taking the ball and actually running with it.
Yeah.
Like, they are making the most of their opportunities. What was it, Jay? Last week, we talked about how, and it might have even been 2 weeks ago, we were talking about Gendo, and, we weren't, ecstatic about his performance, but he really hadn't had an opportunity.
True.
We saw last night, and I know he had the one big run. Other than that, not much, but, he showed some flashes. And so with given the opportunity, JP Mason, with given the opportunity, Elijah Mitchell, with given the opportunity, these guys can perform.
Yeah, and they've talked about that, and I think we saw it last night. And Jay mentioned this. Gendo on that zone stretcher running wide, and then you got to find that seam. And the 49er coaches have talked about it's really natural for anybody. You get the ball, you're running laterally, you want to take it upfield. And some guys take it upfield, most guys too soon. The hole's not there.
You got to let it develop.
You have to have some patience. And then last night, he saw it, boom, right through there. And I have to think, to the point you made, it's not plug and play. JP Mason, I think he's learned a lot from running this system for a couple of years now. And now it's like, oh, okay, he's learned when to be patient, when to attack the holes.
Yeah, and think about it, being the CMC's understudy. Like, you got to learn, that's no better teacher out there in the league maybe right now than Christian McCaffrey for what you just talked about, being patient and finding that seam, hitting that hole at the right time. And so from a running standpoint, as much as the Niners miss CMC, I understand that. JP Mason and then Gendo last night, they've done a hell of a job filling in, being next man up. And so that has not been the issue. The ground game has not been a question mark at all this season. Maybe being able to throw the ball out of the backfield, that kind of thing to your backs, yes. But those guys are doing a bang-up job.
Did you ever play running back at any level?
No.
Did you ever play, Jay, running back?
No, I haven't.
Okay, I played, low level, but I'll never forget. So I know there's a million people that played way more football than I did. But like 34, all right, so 3 back through the 4 hole.
Yep.
And the first time you get the ball, and you do walkthroughs, right? And this is with little kids, but you get the ball, and sometimes the hole isn't quite where it is in walkthrough.
Right.
It's like, what's a hole doing over there?
Right.
So in the 49ers system, it's like, you don't know exactly where the hole is. You have an idea, but those guys got to go out and look for it.
You got to find that thing.
That's why some guys just can't do it.
Right. Yeah.
It's the cutback, right?
Yeah.
And the cutback too.
Yeah.
Yes, Jay.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes the hole might not be in front of you.
Yeah.
It might be open up. Oh, snap. It's back that way.
Yeah.
And so the Niners backs do a great job of that. And like you said, Whitey, it's, JP Mason has taken time and learned and things like that. And he looks fantastic, man. Even when CMC comes back real quick.
Yeah.
You got to find some carries for him, right?
Yes.
You got to find some opportunities for him.
Gendo, I believe, was a wide receiver at one point, so you should be able to throw him the ball too.
Yeah.
But remember Darren McFadden, really good player.
Yes.
But I remember the Raiders when they went to a zone, and the late great Greg Knapp from Sac State was their coordinator, and I believe he brought the zone there. And he wasn't a good fit for him. This is an extremely talented back, but that zone offense, the zone stretch, he just couldn't. It wasn't a good fit for him.
He is a north-south guy. It's get the ball and he hits the hole fast. Yeah, exactly. North-south guy. It's interesting you say that with Gendo, because I was looking at something. He started at Wisconsin before he finished in Louisville. So before the season, I was paying attention to certain things that people were talking about early on in his college career. And Whitey, you're spot on. He's a better pass catcher than he was a better runner.
Really?
He developed that
Louisville,
allegedly more at Louisville. And so I always thought that was pretty interesting, where he probably, like CMC-ish, could probably catch more balls than run. And I think that's why the 49ers actually like him.
Keep an eye on him. All right, when we come back, going to catch up with the voice of the Denver Nuggets as our tour of the Western Conference continues. Chris Marlowe joins us. Are the Nuggets a legitimate contender or not? We'll find out next. Sacktown Sports.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds, which could be life-changing. I mean, you could put that money towards concert tickets for your daughter to see that singer who sings about painful breakups. And one song will inspire your little beauty to break up with that beast she's dating, Brian. Instead, she'll date someone who's nice and worthy of her love, not someone who addresses you and your spouse as bro. And it's all because you could save money switching at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
At the UPS Store, we know being a small business owner means holiday time is still go time. Still get those orders shipped time. And still re-up on stamps and supplies time. That's why this upcoming holiday, while others close up shop, we'll be open. And happy to help you keep being unstoppable. Come into your local store today. Most locations are independently owned. Product, services, pricing, and hours of operation may vary. See Center for details. The UPS Store. Be unstoppable.
It's the Big Sky home opener for the Sacramento State Hornets this Saturday. 6 p.m. kickoff versus Eastern Washington. Get your tickets at hornetsports.com.
Hello, I'm Frank Cockle with Retirement Security Centers with a weekly economic update. Hotter than expected with hopes of cooling soon, the weather reports could mirror the concerns about some still lingering inflation worries. The core inflation as measured by the Consumer Price Index rose to 3.3%, higher than the expected 3.2% measure. While new autos fell 1.3% and used vehicles fell 5.1% over the past year, the cost of shelter continued its rise. Hotel and motel prices fell 2.3% last month, which helped keep the overall shelter number from rising higher. Airfares rose 3.2%, while admission to sporting events rose 10.9% last month. Jobless claims also saw an unexpected spike to 258,000 jobs in the week ending October 5th. Jobs has been a focus of the Federal Reserve in their decision-making on future rate cuts. Will higher prices deter them over labor market concerns? The CME Group's Fed Watch page has figured there is an 80% chance of near-term rate cuts as soon as the November 7th Federal Reserve meeting. How might this affect you or your family? Please go to frankontheradio.com to schedule an appointment, watch videos, and receive market updates. I'm ready to help you start your journey so you can define your future.
Securities and investment advisory services offered through Osaic FA Incorporated, member FINRA SIPC. Osaic FA is separately owned, and other entities and/or marketing names, products, or services referenced here are independent of Osaic FA.
Whitey here reminding you that not all grills are created equal. Give your family a real treat. Bring out all the flavors of the upcoming holidays with the amazing Napoleon Prestige line of outdoor cookers. Napoleon grills have features other grills can't match. They're built different, built better, built to last, complete with a lifetime warranty. All made with premium steel that boasts absolute quality. Just because it's October does not mean we can't barbecue outside. Visit California Backyard now for your best selection of grills and Napoleon Grills accessories.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Sacktown Sports.
Got a TV guy nice enough to join us real quick before we get to that, Drapes. Speaking of the NBA and TV, somebody on the text line wants to know, Kings game on TV tonight.
No, and I was just looking this up myself because I was trying to figure out how I'm going to watch the game. It may be on NBA TV tonight. I just found out. I'm just now seeing that, Whitey. Let me double check here. NBA TV. What channel
We'll
is
track it down
Oh,
for you.
man, that's awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the Kings app, I know, is streaming it as well. Yeah, it's supposed to be on there. It's the Warriors call, but I don't know if we'll get it up here or not. But
Okay.
on NBA TV, it should be on.
Yeah, so good luck with
Yeah,
that.
just found that out.
Nice enough to join us, legendary play-by-play voice on TV of the Denver Nuggets as we continue our tour of the NBA West. Chris Marlowe with us. How are you today, Chris?
It's been a great day. Thank you, fellas.
We appreciate your time. As you look at the Nuggets going forward, I have to ask you, what happened to them in that series last year against Minnesota? I mean, I'm a big Denver guy, and they were cruising. They were in great shape in that series, and then they had the bad home loss, and then the bad loss wrap up the series. What went wrong for them in that series, Chris?
Well, if I knew that, I'd be coach of the month. We were handling them. It looked like we had control of the series, but for some reason, the Nuggets did not play well at home. It was 3 home games. I think the general consensus is the team ran out of gas. Murray scored well in that last game, but Gordon and Porter did not. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope didn't make a 3. And we somehow blew a 20-point lead in the fourth quarter to Minnesota in Game 7 at home. So it was a disaster. I don't foresee anything like that ever happening again to the Nuggets while I'm their play-by-play broadcaster. But it was a night to forget for sure.
Hey, Chris, Kyle Draper here, man. Thanks for jumping on with us. When I look at the offseason for Denver, I'm like, I don't believe they lost KCP. He was a huge part of what they did, the fabric of that team. But am I and other pundits overselling some of the young guys, Christian Brown and obviously Peyton Watson?
Well, KCP was a great player. He's a dog. He's the kind of player that would go out there every night, and if you're playing Steph Curry or John Moran or James Harden, he would guard the toughest guy every single night. And I think that's going to be a mentality that's going to be difficult to replace with him. He was also a 40% three-point shooter. That being said, they did pick up Russell Westbrook, who's not the three-point shooter, but from everything I have heard so far, it's a very positive reaction to the enthusiasm and the hustle and the grind that Westbrook brings. You mentioned Christian Brown. He's slated to start, but it's not a foregone conclusion. They also have Julian Strother, the sharpshooter from Gonzaga, who played really well last year until he got hurt. He missed 16 games and he never got back into the rotation. I think he's going to be a factor. And they have the young kid from UCLA, Peyton Watson, the 6'8" shot blocking machine, who I think is going to get a lot more minutes this year. So they've got guys to replace KCP. Whether they can do it effectively remains to be seen.
Catching up with Chris Marlowe, TV play-by-play voice of the Denver Nuggets. Chris, as you know, the whole NBA seemingly going three-point crazy. The Kings last year were third in the league in three-point attempts. They were only 16th in percentage, so they struggled with that. But Denver, on the other hand, last 2 years, 25th in three-point attempts. Last year, 30th, and obviously they've had a lot of success. So how are the Nuggets able to have success going against the grain in that regard?
Well, the Nuggets shoot it at a pretty good percentage. As you probably know, they just didn't shoot a lot of them. Michael Porter Jr. is the most effective three-point shooter. Murray's good. Jokic is pretty good. Everybody's pretty good as a three-point shooter. But, the question mark will be whether Brown, who you mentioned, whether Strother, whether Peyton Watson, whether those guys who are good players, strong defenders, strongly built, get to the basket, whether those guys can make the open threes, because Nikola Jokic is going to get a lot of attention. He always does. And guys get wide open shots. Now, can you make them? I don't know about that, but we'll have to wait and see. Now, obviously, Russell Westbrook is not going to be shooting a whole lot of threes for the Nuggets. We hope, but we like what we see so far with his driving, with his rebounding, with his fast break, and we're hoping that in the non-Nikola Jokic minutes, that Nuggets second team would be a lot better than last year. I think we were at -11 in the non-Jokic minutes last year, which is worse than the league. So we've got to shore up that second team, and I think we have.
Hey, Chris, what's going on with Jamal Murray? I know he's been banged up, injuries, didn't look his best at the Olympics. How key is he, and what are you expecting from him this upcoming season?
Well, he's a huge key. Obviously, he's our second best all-around player. He did not have a great Olympics. He did not have a great series against Minnesota. That being said, he's an all-star caliber player. And the more that you disrespect him, the better it is, I think. I say bring it on for him, because he gets madder and madder. And I think there was something lacking with this Denver Nuggets team last year, in all honesty. They did not have that drive, that hunter mentality. They were the hunted instead. And a number of guys have mentioned it, that they just were not at the top of their game. And I think Murray's going to be a key. You guys have probably talked to him somewhere down the line. He can be moody. He can be prickly. He can be unbelievably funny and engaging and intelligent and witty. And when he's on, nobody can stop him. So if Murray has a good year, I think he's got a shot to make the All-Star team and make the Nuggets certainly a title contender. I think they are now. They're one of 5, 6, 7 teams that could probably win it all. But he's certainly a key for Denver. They're not going to go anywhere unless Murray has a good season.
That's Chris Marlowe, TV play-by-play voice of the Nuggets, of course. Chris, what's your sense of how well DeMar DeRozan is going to fit in here in Sacramento?
Well, I thought you just told me that you guys didn't shoot the three all that well, and now you bring in DeMar DeRozan, who shot 33% last year and is a 29% three-point shooter. So I'm kind of wondering what the Kings are doing if they're happy with that trade. Obviously, DeRozan is a great scorer, 2-point scorer, one-on-one scorer. But I'm wondering, I was always a big Harrison Barnes fan personally, and he always killed us because he could make threes, he could defend, he was smart. So I'm interested to see how this affects the spacing with Sacramento. Obviously, you have good three-point shooters. You have a bunch of them, and you have a good inside presence with Domantas. So I'm curious to see how he's filled in. How has he looked so far in the preseason? Has he played much?
Well, we had one game.
He hasn't missed a shot yet.
Yeah, he hasn't missed a shot. 15 points, perfect 6 for 6 from the field, knocked down some free throws as well. And he only played one game, and it was the first half against the Warriors on Wednesday, and the Kings put up 68 points in the first half. And so
Nice.
it looked seamless, to be honest with you, Chris, just on that one game so far.
Yeah, it's so hard. You guys were mentioning, like, where is the game going to be televised? I'm glad that Denver's not the only team that's trying to figure that out. Like, where is it? Where is this game? Who's televising it? Is Boston televising it? Is Abu Dhabi televising it? Who's doing what? But the preseason, the 5 games, the Nuggets have 3 more with pretty good teams. And so, you want to get ready. You want to see the good players play, but you want to play some of the other guys. So I don't know. West, as you guys know, the West is going to be unbelievably hard. There are probably 10 teams, maybe 12, maybe even more than that could contend for playoff spots this year. There's no really easy out. I mean, look at it. Look at the standings. Maybe you've got Portland. Not sure about Utah. San Antonio's going to be better. Everybody's going to be good.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a really challenging season.
Yeah, and Chris, we appreciate your patience as we sorted through that. Where's the game tonight? As we brought you on, thank you for your patience. I have to ask you, how frequently do you see the Joker do something where you go, well, I've never seen that before? I saw him make a play once against the Warriors where he got an offensive rebound on the baseline and then just immediately went behind his back on a bounce pass through the key for a dunk. And it was just, I still see that pass in my dreams. I mean, how often does he do something where you just go, now I've seen it all, and then he does something again 2 nights later that you'd never seen?
Well, you got to keep your eye on the ball and keep your eye on him because he does unusual things that other players don't think about. You don't think about someone running out of bounds as fast as he can and throwing a baseball pass, 82 feet. He caught me once with a long. He was out of bounds on the sideline in the backcourt and threw an alley-oop to Aaron Gordon, who got a dunk. And I think in the early years, I was more astounded with everything he does or he did. Now that I've been calling his games for 9 years, sometimes I'll hear the highlights and I'll go, behind the back pass, there it is, Jokic. And like another announcer might go, whoa, that's incredible. What a pass. And I've seen 10 of those, but he's still figuring out ways to kind of change the game and do things differently. One thing he's doing that you guys will find interesting, I think. So, at the end of a quarter and somewhere during the game, they're going to intentionally foul you. And Jokic has taken to, he gets into his shot motion at half court. So when the guy comes to intentionally foul, he puts up the shot. Now the officials haven't been giving him like 3 shots, but he's in the shooting motion, but they're reluctant to do that. But I hear now that the officials are warming to this. And you might see guys in the backcourt when you reach out and foul them or you do something like that when there's going to be a foul and they're in the shooting motion, they're going to get 3 shots. I think that'll be due to Nikola Jokic's brainstorming of the subject.
Wow. voice of the Nuggets, Chris Marlowe. Chris, thank you so much for your time. Have a great weekend, and I'm sure we'll be seeing you soon out here at the Golden One Center.
Hey, great to be on. You guys have a great team, and it's going to be fun when we see you soon.
Yes,
Bye-bye.
sir.
All right, Chris. Take care, man.
Yeah. When we come back, maybe we were too hard on this year's rookie quarterbacks. Coming up with Drive Guys.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm Dirk Verdorn in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Expect to have mostly clear skies tonight with light winds from 5 to 10 miles per hour. Saturday, we'll see a few clouds. Winds will stay light, and there is a chance for a few sprinkles. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
DC here for Folsom Lake Kia, where they make car shopping easy with a huge selection of new Kia models, low payments, and zero down deals with approved credit. Folsom Lake Kia, your trusted dealer in Folsom for over 25 years. FolsomLakeKia.com.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Hey, October's already heating up on the Sacktown Sports live events calendar. Enjoy family fun at Dave's Pumpkin Patch in West Sacramento all month long. Pick your perfect pumpkin, navigate the corn maze, jump on a massive jumping pillow, and create unforgettable memories for the kids. On October 20th, don't miss Renee Vaca at the Crest Theater for a night of laughs and entertainment. And mark your calendar for Sinners and Saints, the region's best Halloween party on October 26th at the venue at Thunder Valley, complete with a $5,000 costume contest. It's the most spooktacular event of the season. Looking ahead into November, join us for Legends of Motown at the venue at Thunder Valley November 23rd, bringing you the classic hits that defined a generation. And you're not going to want to miss the Jersey Boys Midtown Men Holiday Show December 8th, also at the venue at Thunder Valley. It's going to be a night filled with festive cheer and old school classics. And stay tuned to Sacktown Sports for all your live event updates and your chance to win tickets.
Don't you deserve healthcare you can count on? Well, you can count on United Healthcare with Medicare plans that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. You can enjoy reliable coverage and low out-of-pocket costs with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. United Healthcare Medicare Advantage plans, made for California, trusted everywhere. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland. How are you celebrating Jeep Adventure Days?
By helping you save up to $16,000 off MSRP on all remaining new 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokee 4xEs. Plus, a lifetime of savings at the pump with 56 MPGE.
Oh, wow, that's huge savings, especially as gas prices seem to be going up and up again.
But that's not it. We have over 200 quality used cars available and 46 under $20,000 at the new Hoblet Certified Pre-Owned Supercenter in historic downtown Woodland.
If you need a vehicle new or used, your first stop needs to be at Hoblet. You won't find bigger savings on a better selection of vehicles anywhere. Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
$16,000 total net savings on select new 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokee 4xEs after $4,750 dealer discount and $11,250 factory and federal rebates. Rebates include $7,500 national retail consumer cash and $3,750 federal EV tax credit, subject to third-party terms and availability. Consult a tax professional for details. At least 5% savings. See dealer for details.
The only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sacktown Sports.
Okay, maybe we were a little hard on the rookie quarterbacks. We'll get to that in just a moment. But first, how about this, Drapes? Thank you, Jay, for sending this along. Some comments from Dan Orlovsky on ESPN today. Dan Orlovsky says Brock Purdy is, quote, playing the best football of any NFC quarterback, end quote, aside from Sam Darnold. Quote, he's entered into the Patrick Mahomes category when it comes to back-breaking runs with his legs, end quote. Brock Purdy.
You want me to respond to that?
What do you think?
To Dan Orlovsky?
Yeah.
Just another talking head paid to get clicks. I'm not... Dude, why do we constantly do this? Why does sports media constantly, you can't just say Brock Purdy's great. Mm-hmm. You got to put him in the same sentence as Patrick Mahomes. Can't say Brock Purdy's great. You got to say he looks Joe Montana-esque. Just let the dude be what he is. Like, this is where you get in trouble, and this is no fault of Brock Purdy's, but you got Patrick Mahomes? Dude, it's like night and day between Brock Purdy and Patrick Mahomes.
If I'm Orlovsky, and I'm not, I'm going to point out, well, I said he's like Mahomes when it comes to back-breaking runs with his legs. I didn't say he was like Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
To me, the whole thing is, here we are, and we just accept this now. Brock Purdy's playing the best football of any NFC quarterback aside from Sam Darnold. I mean, what? What is going on? That's true, but what is going on, Drapes?
Well, no,
Darnold.
Sam Darnold was awful this past week, though. If you look at his numbers, Sam Darnold did not play a good game last week against the Jets out in London, where they were. But I don't know. I'm the type, Whitey, and I know I got to do it for the job. I know we got to pay the bills here, got to come up with content. Talk to me at the end of the year. You know what I mean? Don't give me he's looking great against the Seattle Seahawks and their shell of a defense.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's putting up numbers against Gerard Mayo's defense for New England. Come on, man. And I understand. We're Sports Talk Radio. We got 5 days we need to fill content. ESPN, First Take, Orlovsky, they got 5 days, multiple hours they need to fill. But come on, it just let them play. And somebody from the 916 would say, Jaden Daniels is in the NFC, and I would take him in a heartbeat over Purdy.
Mm-hmm.
He called him pretty, but Purdy. Like, Jaden Daniels playing the best out of anybody, I think.
Speaking
Must
of
be a Raider fan.
Yeah, I think so. Sam Darnold, did you see this? He may not even be eligible for Comeback Player of the Year, even though he's one of the leading candidates. If you look at odds, he's one of the contenders because they changed the rules. The AP changed the rules. The spirit of the AP Comeback Player of the Year award is to honor a player who has demonstrated resilience in the face of adversity by overcoming illness, physical injury, or other circumstances that led him to miss playing time the previous season. That's what the AP announced in June, and I think it was somebody from AP just yesterday or today on Twitter reminded everybody of that, and they're saying,
that's weak.
He didn't get hurt.
That's weak.
He wasn't playing. What's he coming back from?
That's weak.
What do you think of that?
Well, the problem is, if I'm correct, the NFL does not have a most improved player award. They treat the comeback player
now
as that. Yeah, maybe they should come up with a separate award, most improved player. But Sam Darnold, in my opinion, is in the comeback player. He was left for dead, Whitey. He was
a backup.
No, but he was like, what was he last year?
Super Bowl last year.
He's a journeyman.
Yeah.
That's what he is. He's a journeyman that's gone to an MVP candidate.
Yes.
That's a huge comeback.
I know.
That's
comeback from what?
No, from fall from grace.
Uh-huh.
You know, you're a top pick, you struggle, you're a journeyman backup, and then all of a sudden you lead the best team in football. That's a nice little comeback story.
I'm with you. It's like Geno Smith. I don't think he was ever hurt, but that's quite a comeback.
Right.
You know? And I know this isn't the greatest day to be talking about that after last night, but yeah, he was like, oh, this guy's no good, and he overcame that.
Right.
Became a starter on a playoff team.
That's what I'm talking about, comeback. It doesn't always have to be DeMar Hamlin on the brink of death, and then, you come back to play. Like, to me, a comeback is, man, this guy had high hopes. We were checking for him. Then all of a sudden he fell off the map, and oh snap, now he's back. That's a comeback. You know, that's
you're right.
That's
though. They may need to change. They have to change the name of the award.
Yeah. Come up with something different.
Yeah. A couple of weeks ago, I remember we were having this conversation on this show about the three rookie quarterbacks: Jane Daniels, Caleb Williams, Bo Nix. I think it was something like, this is the first time 3 weeks in where none of the rookie quarterbacks have thrown a touchdown pass.
Yep.
Well, now look at this. According to NFL research, we are entering the first week since at least 1970 in which at least 3 rookie quarterbacks have started a game and everyone has a winning record. Jane Daniels and the Commanders 4-1, Caleb Williams and the Bears 3-2, Bo Nix's Broncos 3-2. So here we were. Oh, they're not throwing any touchdown passes. They are winning, each and every one of them.
They are winning, and here's the thing. Let's start with my guy, Caleb Williams. You know, I've been high on him.
I thought Bo Nix was your guy.
All these rookies, they are all, you want to know why they're my guys? Nah, see, come on, Whitey, don't do that. Don't do that, big fella. Don't do that.
Press pause.
I'm saying, I used to work for Pac-12 Network.
Yeah.
I saw these guys on a weekly basis. Wait.
Sure.
So okay, give it to me. Everybody is, or just the Pac-12?
It's the Pac-12 guys.
Okay,
and
got it.
even though Jaden Daniels went to LSU,
Yeah, but
remember it was Arizona
State.
State. And so I've been on these guys since day one.
So Bo Nix, Jay Daniels, and who else? Caleb Williams, USC. Okay.
And my boy Michael Penix Jr.
Okay,
down
so
there. That's right.
those are your guys.
Yeah, those are.
Okay, we got it in stone.
Hey, and when Cam Ward come out, when Cam Ward come out of
That's
Miami,
your guy?
hey, Cam Ward,
Washington
State. Yes, that's my guy, man. And so, but here's the thing. Let's start with Caleb Williams. I'm looking at his sack numbers. The first 3 games, he was sacked 13 times.
Mm-hmm.
The dude was a piñata.
Yeah.
He was a rag doll out there. Last 2 games, only sacked 4 times. 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Completion percentage, 69%, 73%. And so, we were too quick to write off these guys early on in their career. And then another one of my guys, Bo Nix. I'll pull up his numbers. I'm high on Bo Nix. Matter of fact, when we do picks, I believe I'm picking Denver this week. They've won
Chargers?
Yeah. They've won 3 in a row. And here's the thing. Nix has gone 3 straight games, 0 interceptions. 70% completion percentage last week against Vegas. These guys are talented. And if I'm correct, when we made our preseason predictions, and hopefully Jay still has them, I said a rookie will be in the top 5 MVP voting. My boy Jaden Daniels is in that right now. And so I think, you're right, Whitey. We might have been too quick to judge these guys. Let it play out.
2 more rookies join the starting fray this week. Drake May, number 3 overall pick. He'll be playing for the Patriots against
the East Coast Seahawks.
Yeah, Houston. And Spencer Rattler, starting for injured Derek Carr for the Saints this week.
What do you I gotta check my picks too. I might have taken the Saints this week, and that's gonna I didn't take him. Drake May ain't gonna succeed. He's not gonna succeed. They don't have the infrastructure right there. When I look at Caleb Williams and the skill players he has, the issue with the Bears is their offensive line. If they shore that up, he'll be fine. Jaden Daniels got playmakers around him. They're set. My boy Bo Nix, same thing. Drake May, he's entering into a bad situation, I think, in New England.
Yeah, they're smart. They've been holding that off, starting him. But at some point, he's got to play, right?
Got to play, right?
Can't protect him forever.
Yeah. It's I feel for the kid. And it's funny because Jacoby Brissett, he met with reporters this week, and he told a story, when Drake May was named starter. Drake May went to Jacoby and said, "Hey, man, how you doing? You okay? You okay with everything?" And Jacoby said, "Man, if you're worried about how I feel about this, you're worried about the wrong things. Focus on the game." And, and so we'll see. I just think he's in a tough position in New England.
Jay, can we get to some picks coming up? Pigskin picks?
Jay ain't ready for that smoke.
Right. Punishing Pigskin picks. When
he just cracking up back there.
Next is Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
DC here, and if you've been thinking about a new car, you gotta see my friends at Folsom Lake Kia. You can always count on low payments and 0 down deals with approved credit. Folsom Lake Kia, over 25 years, right here in Folsom.
Buying or selling a home is a big deal, literally. It's one of the largest financial transactions you're likely to make. So work with someone who will work with your best interests in mind. Someone who agrees to operate with transparency, honesty, and fairness every step of the way. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors and are bound by a strict code of ethics that requires they put your interests above their own. Because that's who we are. Make sure your agent is a realtor.
Have you heard you can listen to your favorite news podcast ad-free? Good news! With Amazon Music, you have access to the largest catalog of ad-free top podcasts included with your Prime membership. Enjoy shows like The Daily, Up First, and Consider This, available ad-free on Amazon Music. To start listening, download the Amazon Music app for free or go to amazon.com/ad-free. That's amazon.com/ad-free to catch up on the latest episodes without the ads.
Don't let summer energy slip away. Live the active life you love year-round with a personally fit arch support system from the Good Feet store. Precision engineered to support all 4 arches. Good Feet puts your feet in a more ideal, comfortable, and pain-free position. And Good Feet arch supports are now HSA and FSA eligible. Book a free fitting at goodfeet.com or come in and get a free pair of OS First Performance socks. Free. Normally a $25 value at the Good Feet store.
When it comes to fighting for families and protecting kids, no one works harder than our Assemblyman, Josh Hoover. A member of the Bipartisan Problem Solvers Caucus, Hoover has worked across party lines and proposed tougher penalties for fentanyl crimes, stricter sentences for drug trafficking near schools, and RILA's law to make sure anyone who abuses a child is held accountable. A former school board member, Josh has fought to support school police officers, prohibit homeless encampments near schools, and increase funding for school facilities. Josh Hoover knows that families have been paying more for everything from gas and groceries to utilities and insurance. In the Assembly, Josh is working to provide relief to families, reduce the cost of housing, and stop Gavin Newsom from raising gas prices even more next year. Josh Hoover is making a difference for our families, our community, and our future. Our voice, our Assemblyman, Josh Hoover.
Paid for by Hoover for Assembly 2024.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, the ultimate lunch lineup boasts wall-to-wall sports and scenic views. When you're hungry and in a hurry, the Scratch Kitchen delivers lunch in the clutch. I mean, where else can you order a 29-degree draft beer and a quickie combo on your lunch break? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks Scratch Kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm Dirk Verdorn in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Expect to have mostly clear skies tonight with light winds from 5 to 10 miles per hour. Saturday, we'll see a few clouds. Winds will stay light, and there is a chance for a few sprinkles. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
Yeah. It's about that time. It's about that time.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Little bit of a truncated show today, taking you up to game night with the high flyer and returner and Scott Marsh. So that's coming up bottom of the next hour. We got Kings basketball tonight. Kings against, of course, the Warriors. And I'm telling you, who do the Kings play tonight? If you don't know, I think Warriors. Right. It's a good chance. Good chance you're going to be right.
Yeah, especially in preseason and early in the season. No, I'm looking forward to this one, man. You know, it's I want to see if they shore up the defense a little bit. You know, don't let Buddy Hield hit 6 threes like he did on Wednesday. And no, I'm excited to watch this one tonight.
You know, Chris Marlowe joined us, the TV voice of the Nuggets, and I appreciate his forthrightness very much. But when I asked him about DeMar DeRozan and his fit, he didn't seem overly impressed, did he?
Nah, he's been reading Hollinger and, Kevin O'Connor and things like that. But like we always say, White, give me the eye test, big fella. Don't look at a box score or NBA.com stats and try to make your argument. Watch the games, Chris Marlowe. We'll see you soon when we come up there to Denver. You'll see how our boy DeMar DeRozan fits in.
Yeah. DeMar DeRozan, by the way, took 1 3-pointer and of course
knocked
made
it down.
Knocked it down. And I go back to what Jerry Reynolds told us on this show right after the Kings made that acquisition. He said, look, DeMar DeRozan, if you look at his numbers on the corner threes, he's not bad.
Right. Yeah. Right. And that's the shortest, shortest distance.
And as we've said, you don't have to just space the floor by shooting threes. He draws a defense in. He spaces the floor from the inside out.
Right, exactly. He opens it up for other people. You know, it's not, he's not a catch and shoot guy or, from the above the break three or anything like that. But he draws so much attention on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
He spreads it out to your point on the outside.
Mm-hmm. Time for Pigskin Picks with your host, Jay. And I'm just back from vacation, Jay. Great to be back with you guys. But how did things go last week?
Last week, we had no losers. No losers at all, as everyone here got 8 games in the win column.
That's for us. That's
pretty good. The Falcons saved me as I was getting ready to be on the last end. The Falcons got the W. Whitey gets the extra point, though.
Kick is up and good.
For the Vikings in the lock.
So does that mean
yes.
he wins?
He
I think
wins.
It was the Packers.
No,
did
you
you
got,
get that
I got
wrong?
Vikings as lock.
Oh.
Yeah. I'll triple check, but I'm pretty sure.
I
it's
thought
lock.
they didn't cover.
A little fuzzy math
let
here.
me hold on. Let me make sure I got the weeks. Let me grab the piece of paper.
That's good.
Yeah, okay. No. It was right.
All right.
I might just be off on the game. I triple check them 3 or 4 times.
Yeah. Okay.
I just don't have the paper in front of me and on my computer.
I'll take it. I needed it.
Yeah. So you gain a point on us.
Woo-hoo.
Yeah. That means you're tied with Drapes. I'm still up by 3 games. I'll compilate the entirety season here in a bit. I'm doing about 12 different things. So with that being said, let's get to this week. We start in the 6:30 a.m. Pacific time slot. 6:30 a.m. That's about the time Drapes gets up.
Yep.
With that being said, we kick over to BetMGM. The Bears, the Chicago Bears, are a 1-point favorite at home, technically. Yeah, 1 right now as of 1. Jaguars, technically on the road. Whitey, we'll start with you since you came back and you got the extra point win last week. Jaguars or Bears? Who do you have?
You got a little headache over there.
I don't
Migraine.
have the guts. I'm taking the Bears. I want to take Jacksonville. I'm taking the Bears.
All right.
Okay.
Mr.
Okay.
Draper?
I'm going to, I want to make sure people understand. We're doing this with the point spread.
Yes.
Because I got people out there who listen that say, Drapes, you pick this or you pick that.
Goodness gracious.
Point spread versus picking somebody to win entirely different.
It is.
In this case, it's just a 1-point spread.
It's just a 1-point spread. This one, but going forward, like this is with the point spread, not who I think is going to win or anything like that. But I'm still taking the Bears. Bears will cover. They will win, obviously. Give me the Bears.
Y'all believe in a lot in Caleb Williams. I'm on my own here. I'm on my own. I'm going Jacksonville Jags. They're used to going across the pond. I'm going with the Jags right here and pretty much a pick'em game. Plus
time out. What you got?
Can I switch back?
What? Come on.
There we go.
May I or not?
That's fine with me. We're right here.
Jacksonville.
You got the Jags.
Tell me why. What happened?
I just like the matchup, and I think people are a little too goofy over Chicago. Jacksonville's playing a little better.
So hold on.
Jacksonville's playing better.
Jay, before we move on.
All right.
What changed from now to 15 seconds earlier when you made that?
I told you I was on the fence about it.
You thought about it just a little bit more and said, okay, all right.
What were you on the fence about? The Bears, the Jags,
to take Jacksonville.
Okay.
Jay picks. I'm like, damn, Jay's picking them. I'm picking them.
Come right with me.
If I'm allowed. I requested, and it was
okay. We ain't moved on to no game. It'd be different if we were in game 7. We're still in the same game. We kick over to the 10 a.m. 1 o'clock Eastern spot. Drapes is used to that, watching the NFL at 1 o'clock, getting lunch at dinner, breakfast and lunch at the same time. Drapes, we got the Commanders, your boy, your guy.
Yes.
Getting 6.5 up there, the battle of the DMV going against Baltimore Ravens, who are giving up 6.5. Drapes, who do you have?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
It is.
Commanders getting 6.5.
They are getting 6.
Oh, give me the Commanders then. Yeah, they're getting 6.5.
They are.
Yeah, yeah. Give me the Commanders. Give me the Commanders in this one.
Mr. Gleason.
What?
Sorry, like what?
This is another very difficult pick.
Let me give you a couple of seconds. I'm taking the home team. I'm taking Baltimore. I'll take Lamar, the MVP.
Yeah, I'm going
to cover that 7 for me. 6.5, but 7. You taking the Ravens?
I'm taking the Ravens.
Okay.
Really? That's a big.
I know.
And Washington's a high-scoring offense. That's why I said, give me Washington.
Yeah, they got to play. Yeah, they got to play better defense. Yeah. I'm with that. The Packers and the Cardinals. The Packers are up there in Lambeau Field, your old stomping ground, Drapes. The Cardinals come in off a win over the San Francisco 49ers. I'm surprised I even said that. The Cardinals are getting 5 against the Packers. Jordan Love hasn't been top flight Jordan Love after getting a contract in the course of the early injury. Mr. Gleason, do you have the Cardinals who are getting 5 or Green Bay Packers?
A lot of people like Arizona in this one. I do not. I still think they're trash and they stink. I'm going Green Bay.
You going Green Bay in this one, huh?
Yeah.
All right. That's a lot of points, though.
That is.
That's a lot of points. I got the Packers winning outright, but give me the Cardinals with the spread. Give me the Cardinals with the spread.
Yeah, it's a tough one because you want to believe the Cardinals can cover a touchdown just about. I'm not sold on what the Packers do. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I didn't do my proper research, so I'm gonna go with the Cardinals.
All right.
I'm gonna go with the Cardinals. Why do you stand alone on
Yes.
that? We move on in the 10 a.m. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Another former stomping ground of Kyle Drapes. You see where we're going here.
Your boy didn't bounce around. That's what I'm talking about.
I see you working, getting them checks, brother. The Texans invade New England of the Patriots. That'll be Massachusetts, as my uncle say, Boston, Mass. With that being said, the Texans are road favorites. They're
6.5, right?
6.5. Patriots are giving up 6.5. Drake May, you guys just talked about it. Drake, so you got?
I'm going Texans. I just think, as much as I love Gerard Mayo, the Patriots coach, I just think they're not a good team right now, not a good organization, not well run right now. They're in a little bit of disarray. Rookie quarterback. This Texans defense and D'Amico is going to get after him. So give me the Texans.
Give me the Texans as well, please.
Yeah, I'll take the same
Whitey kept
thing.
it simple. Okay.
Yeah,
Didn't have to
simple
explain nothing. Right.
We go down to the NFC South. The Saints are at home in the Dome.
There was no time to explain everything after you.
I know, after I know.
20 minutes. Well, I think they'll win, but
the Saints in the Dome in Nolans, 3.5. They are home dogs, Whitey. I know you like home dogs.
Yeah.
The Buccaneers coming off a tough loss, right, against the Falcons. They are getting 3.5 on the road. Mr. Gleason, who do you have?
woo! You know, I like home dogs and I like Spencer Rattler, but I'm taking Tampa Bay.
Okay.
I like Tampa Bay to bounce back.
Yeah, Tampa Bay on this one. You got a young quarterback out there. Bucks, 3.5 point favorites? I think they'll cover. Give me Tampa.
Yeah, I'll take Tampa as well. I'll go with another stomping ground.
Oh, my goodness.
Of Kyle Draper. That'll be his hometown, North Philly stand up.
Yeah.
The Eagles. Check this out.
Damn, I'm just on
9.5.
Sorry for the curse. I just saw the spread.
9.5
God.
over the Browns. Drapes, we'll let you go first.
I just
we'll
saw
roll
the
out
spread,
the red carpet.
Jay. Oh my gosh, that hurts. Give me Philly, baby.
Ooh,
Coming
stand
off
on
our
it.
bye week.
Stand
We're
on
getting
it.
healthy right now. Our receivers are back, I believe. Fly, Eagles, fly. We're going to make it happen.
Yeah, I'm with Drapes on this one. Cleveland's just, they might not score 10 points in
Right.
the game.
Man, that's tough.
That's a lot of points.
That is a lot of points, man. I'll take the 9.5. I'll run with all you guys
Okay.
here. The Colts and Titans. We still in the 10 a.m. spot. The Titans are in Nashville. They are not home dogs. They're giving up 2.5 as the Colts come in. Joe Flacco, Anthony Richardson. I haven't seen it. Looks like Joe Flacco's going to play.
Yeah,
With
I
that
think
being
Richardson's
said,
out, right?
Yeah, I haven't. Is it official?
I thought I saw it on the screen
gotcha.
there. Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's leaning that way.
Okay,
Yeah.
got you. So Joe Flacco led Colts. They are road underdogs. They're getting 2.5. Mr. Gleason?
Wow. That line has changed quite a
What
bit.
you have it at?
This was a few days ago. Titans +1.
Ooh.
So pardon me, but I'm taking Tennessee.
Taking Tennessee.
Yeah.
My boy Will Levis. Pride of Kentucky. I'm going to Tennessee also.
Really?
No Richardson. Colts are banged up right now.
Richardson may play.
May.
No, I swear I just saw it. I just saw it on the
Okay.
ticker there.
All right.
And then Jonathan Taylor, I think, is out also. And so give me the Titans in this one.
I'll take the Titans as well. 2.5. That's a field goal. I think they have that. We kick over to the 105 window, and we have a AFC West battle between your guy, Bo Nix, and Justin Herbert's everybody's guy. Drapes, I believe it's on you. Chargers are giving up 3. Home dogs, Denver Broncos.
Fellas, I told you I make picks for people for winning and losing. Like, no point spread. I got Denver winning outright. They're rocking and rolling right now. They're playing some good football. Give me Denver.
You want to stand on that on an upset?
Slow
Put extra?
Slow your
Okay.
roll, Jay.
All right.
Slow your roll.
Yeah, I'm just
No, you know what?
helping you out.
Stamp that thing, big
Okay.
fella. Broncos at home, mile high. They're going to get the W.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm with. I love the Chargers, but their offense has been just. It's gonna be a low-scoring game. It's set up for Denver at home. I like Denver.
Man, y'all believe in Bo Nix, right?
Yeah, that's my guy.
I see it. It's tough. I think if it was closer to a picking game, I'd step out on the ledge and take the Chargers. I'll take the Broncos just because they're getting the 3 at home. That's interesting. Vegas knows something that we don't.
Who you taking, Jay?
I'm taking Denver.
Denver. Okay.
Yeah, I'll take Denver.
All right.
The Steelers invade Las Vegas at the Allegiant Stadium. The Raiders are home dogs, Whitey. Getting 3. Who you got?
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
Damn,
that
Whitey.
was quick.
What happened to the home dogs? No home dogs.
Some home dogs got fleas.
I'm going Pittsburgh also.
You going Pittsburgh there too?
Yeah, I think
Russell
Pittsburgh's
Wilson
solid.
healthy.
Yeah, but he's the number 2. He's the
Okay,
number 2
I'm just trying to, get
All
my
right.
Dan Orlovsky on. I want to take this. I've bet on the Raiders the last 2 weeks and they've killed me.
Yep.
Is Aiden O'Connell going to play?
Yeah, I think he's the starter. Yeah.
Give me Aiden O'Connell
Okay.
and the Las Vegas Raiders, baby.
All right.
Max Crosby, stand up. This is my upset of the week. Give me the Raiders.
Ooh, okay.
And the 3 at home.
That's a good choice, though. That's a
How
good
about
choice.
125? The Falcons, another NFC South. The Falcons and the Panthers. The Panthers are at home. The Red Rifle getting 6 home
6.
dogs, Drapes. Falcons coming in.
I'm going to say Falcons. I think the Panthers are a dumpster fire. I know, they're playing a little bit better now, but I think the Falcons win this game. Easy.
North Carolina.
You're crazy,
6
man.
points. I'll take it.
You like that 6, huh? Okay.
Every Atlanta game is a one-possession game.
All right.
Guess what? Say that one more time.
North Carolina.
Yes, sir.
Got the Razor.
Is that the country version of that? Is that the country
Yes, it
version
is,
right
sir.
there? Okay.
You bet.
I'll
That's the
take it.
country
I'll
version.
take
All
it.
right.
I'll take the Panthers, Cowboys, Lions, NFC slobber knocker, as they would call it, 125. Cowboys, home dogs, Whitey Gleason, getting 3 against the Lions.
This
Who
home
you
dog
got?
has mange, brother. Go see the vet and
Okay.
give me the Lions.
Drapes?
Nah. Cowboys win outright. I got Dallas in this one. They've struggled at home. They've turned it around. They'll be better this week.
Oh my goodness. I'll take the Cowboys to cover that 3. I think they lose though.
Okay. All right.
They're getting 3, right?
Yes, they're getting 3. They cover that 3. 520. So we got 2 more, fellas. We got a 520 Sunday event affair. The Bengals come in. The Giants, fresh off a Seahawks win, are home dogs, Drapes, getting 3.5.
Drapes
Do you
like
have the
them home
Bengals or
dogs.
Joe Burrow, or do you got the Giants or Daniel
I'm
Jones?
going Joe Burrow. They got to win this one. This is a must win for Cincinnati. Giants had their Super Bowl last week when they beat Seattle. They come crashing back down to earth.
Lock it down.
This is your lock? Who, though?
Lock it. Cincinnati.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Ooh,
Cincinnati
that's a lot.
Bengals.
Hey,
I ain't
wish
seen
you were
too many of
saying
those locks up
Giants.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take
You're
Joe
not confident
Burrow.
in that,
I'll take
no
Joe
matter.
Burrow. I'll take Joe Burrow.
You don't like to ever take Joe Burrow,
Yeah, I
do you?
don't. It hurts my soul. The Bills and the Jets Monday night. The Bills only give it up 2.5. It's a New York affair. I understand people forget Buffalo's in New York. Stand up, West Side Gun. Whitey, who you got?
Oh, the Jets have a new coach. Doesn't matter. They stink. Buffalo.
Yeah, I'm taking Buffalo. Jay, can I change my lock? Is that possible?
You can.
Yeah. I mean, you let Whitey change his pick. I can't change my
Oh,
lock.
my goodness.
Yeah, Buffalo, lock it down. What, 2.5 point favorite?
Yep, 2.5.
Oh, that's easy.
Well, what's your
Easy.
lock?
He didn't have
Yeah,
one
I-
anyway, so don't worry
No,
about
I
it.
thought it was Bo Nix. Oh, no, that was my
That was your
upset.
upset, sir.
Yeah. All right, yeah.
You didn't
So I'm
have
going
one.
with the lock.
Sorry, hence why I looked down at the paper, said you're good. With that being said, I'll take the Bills. This is my lock as well.
Yeah.
I'm leaning on that. So we got the Bills at giving 2.5. 49ers, we all won on that one, so that'll be in the win column, fellas.
All right. We are in.
Mhm.
We locked them in.
Yes. When we come back, we'll take another glance at what NBA GMs think of your Kings.
Yes.
Next, the Drive Guys, Sacktown Sports.
Attention, if you're new to Medicare, recently moved, or lost coverage, you may be eligible to enroll in a Medicare Advantage plan. Give Best Medcare a call if you're eligible to enroll in a Medicare Advantage plan that will provide your hospital and medical insurance. The call is free and there's no obligation to enroll. From hospital stays to outpatient care and doctor visits, a Medicare Advantage plan has you covered. To speak to a licensed insurance agent, call 800-832-7597. That's 800-832-7597. 800-832-7597. 800-832-7597. Best Medcare is sponsored by CTA Media, non-government entity, not affiliated or endorsed by any government agency. Callers will be directed to a licensed insurance agent. No obligation to enroll. Not all plans offer all of these benefits. Availability of benefits and plans varies by carrier and location. Deductibles, copays, co-insurance limitations, and exclusions may apply. Enrollment in the described plan type may be limited to certain times of the year unless you qualify for a special enrollment period.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Drapes here for Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. Now that fall is here, now is the perfect time to head to Stockton and check out a new Mercedes-Benz. I had the opportunity just last week to drive an all-new S-Class 550, and let me tell you, it was a sweet ride. The moment I hopped in, I felt like I was in a world of luxury. From the steering wheel to the seat cooling and even the power of the engine, I was impressed. And then, of course, when I hopped in my Mercedes-Benz EQS SUV, I felt the same thing. So hurry in and take advantage of the Mercedes-Benz incentive bonuses up to $15,000. And they have tons of pre-owned vehicles as well, including C-Class sedans, GLC SUVs, and a whole lot more. Take it from me, you won't be disappointed. So take the short drive down I-5 to Mercedes-Benz of Stockton or online at mbofstockton.com.
Wendy's breakfast burrito has an entire breakfast in every bite. Fresh cracked eggs, seasoned potatoes, American cheese, cheese sauce, and sausage or bacon. So the first bite is like fresh cracked American cheese sauce. Bacon. And the second bite is like fresh American cheese sauce. Bacon. And the third bite, you get the idea. The boss of breakfast burritos, gotta be Wendy's.
Participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. So at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited talk, text, and data for $30 a line when you buy two. That's just $60 a month for 2 unlimited lines. So if you're 50 and up, make the switch and save. Come on, you've earned this. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today. Requires 2 lines of service, age validation, and credit approval, subject to system and area limits, taxes, and other fees apply.
Despite having no experience, Gavin Newsom made Jessica Morse his, quote, wildfire specialist. The result? Under Newsom and Morse, insurance rates and utility bills skyrocketed. Millions of dollars were slashed from the state's fire prevention budget. And they were even caught lying about their record, while millions of acres burned and families lost their homes. Now Gavin has chosen Jessica Morse again, this time to run for Congress. We have a better choice. Kevin Kiley. As our congressman, Kevin Kiley has worked across party lines to secure millions for wildfire protection and expand water supplies. And Kevin Kiley's bill to protect Lake Tahoe will bring up to $415 million home to our district to reduce the threat of fires and restore the ecosystem of the lake, delivering results and making a difference. Let's keep Kevin Kiley working for us.
I'm Kevin Kiley. I approve this message. Paid for by Kevin Kiley for Congress.
Insurance companies perform a very valuable service, but they want to keep their money. Although most cases settle before trial, it is paramount that the insurance companies know that if pressed, your legal team has the experience to take your case all the way. For 25 years, Ashton and Price has earned the reputation that if the insurance company isn't fair, we're ready to force them to be fair. My mom used to warn me, wait till dad gets home. Think of us as dad. The best part, there's no fee until we win.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
Meta Chevy Silverado Blowout is on with $12,750 off MSRP. Every new 2024 Silverado half-ton LT in stock after rebates. Or choose $12,000 off MSRP on every new 2024 Silverado half-ton RST in stock after rebates. Exclusively at Meta Chevy at MetaChevy.com. Sacramento's Silverado headquarters. Whatever Silverado you choose, you'll save thousands at Meta Chevy. Together, let's drive.
Not available with special financing, leasing, some other offers. List in 2010 model year or newer. Ends 10/31/24.
It's the Big Sky home opener for the Sacramento State Hornets this Saturday. 6 p.m. kickoff versus Eastern Washington. Get your tickets at hornetsports.com.
Your local sports leader in the 916.
KHD1 Sacramento. KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios. Sacktown Sports 1140.
See, you haven't changed. It's good to see you.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Speaking of your Kings taking on Warriors tonight, we got game night coming up bottom of the hour. How about this? Brendan Nunes with the story at SacktownSports.com. Stockton Kings complete trade for
Drew
Timmy.
Timmy. Our guy is back.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good move, right? We want to, remember friend of show, Drew Timmy, fan favorite, and I'm glad he's back. But did you hear who they let go, traded away?
Yeah, I did.
Rights to Jordan Ford and Deontay Burton and a 2025 second-round NBA G League draft pick.
Jordan Ford, Sacktown's own.
Yeah.
Local kid.
Well, he's overseas anyway, right?
Yeah.
Italy.
Yeah, he's hooping. He was balling out, too. Yeah, he game the other night. Yeah.
Well, I also have this, speaking of international ball, 17 points, 11 rebounds for Sasha Vezenkov in his team's win over whatever team they were playing. That's on me. I don't mean to denigrate European basketball. I just don't know. Sorry.
As a guy in Boston who's a legend, Dave LaBelle, used to say, why can't we get guys like that?
Huh.
It's like Jordan Ford going up over there, putting up 40, Sasha near a triple-double and all that. Yeah, so that's all right. Good for them.
I know you guys talked about it, but I'm very interested to hear what you thought of the NBA GM survey and how they don't apparently think a lot of the Kings.
Man, I tell you what, the thing that upsets me the most is that these are the experts of the business. Like if John Hollinger doesn't think much of the Kings, if Kevin O'Connor,
well, who's that guy you love for Bleach Report?
Andy Bailey, like who cares? But these are the GMs not giving us love. That's what hurts. Same thing with the coaches not voting our guy, DeMontis Sabonis. Yeah. They're supposed to know the game better than anybody, and they still get it wrong.
Who will win the finals? Kings I mentioned there. They're not one of the top 8 finishers in the West. Who will win the MVP? No mention of the Kings. If you're starting a franchise today, who would you start with? Which player is most likely to have a breakout season? We do have a Kings sighting here. Keegan Murray is among those also receiving votes.
Yes,
so that's receiving something.
Votes. Okay.
Best point guard in the NBA, best shooting guard in the NBA, best small forward in the NBA, best power forward. We do have a King sighting there, as DeMontis Sabonis is among those receiving votes for the best power forward in the NBA.
He ain't even no power forward though.
I know.
You know what the most egregious thing though is?
What's that?
And I know you got, you're getting to something.
That's all right. We don't need to go through all of it.
How about what they list Luka as?
Where do they have Luka?
As a point guard, shooting guard, and small forward.
Oh, really?
Like, come on. Yeah. How's Luka on the small forward list? What are we doing?
Which team will be most improved? Memphis, San Antonio, Philadelphia. The most surprising move of the offseason, number 3, DeMar DeRozan to Sacramento, 17%. Now, technically, that doesn't mean they thought it was a good move,
right,
but they were just surprised.
Yeah.
Cat to New York, number 1, Paul George, Philadelphia, number 2. Yeah, so just not a lot of mentions of the Kings. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with sliding under the radar.
Yes.
Stunning the basketball world.
And exactly. And, and we talked about this the other day. Kings got to use this kind of stuff as motivation. You know what I mean? It's like if the league doesn't respect you, I think De'Aaron Fox got the fastest player with the ball.
That's
and
correct.
everything.
Yeah.
Freaking do. Give my man some credit in the point guard category or something like that. And so I'm using this as motivation. I'm using all of it as motivation.
Jay Triano gets a mention. He's among those receiving votes, best assistant coach in the NBA.
Okay. All right. And Jay moves up a little bit too. We had Jordy Fernandez last year. Jay moves a little closer to Mike Brown on the bench.
Which team is most fun to watch? Which team has the best home court advantage? Number 6, Sacramento Kings, 3%. Everyone says about the Kings, and let's be honest, their home court advantage has not been what you'd think it should be for 2 years running.
It's been a good advantage. They just haven't taken advantage of the advantage.
Right.
What I mean? It's like the crowd is lit. The environment is fantastic. But yet, for some reason, people come in and play their career games against us.
But you know that it's Sac.
Sac is lit. Which team's level of success this season is toughest to predict, according to NBA GMs? What a weird category, huh? Yeah. Lakers are number 1. The Kings are among those also receiving votes. That caught my eye. I hadn't really seen that before. That's an odd category. Lakers, Rockets, Pelicans, Suns, Mavericks, 76ers.
I think we don't know what to make of these teams. Right? We don't know what they're going to be. Which is surprising because Sacramento won 46 games last season, Whitey, 3 shy of the number 6 seed, and you add a Hall of Famer. I think I kind of know what Sacramento is going to be this season.
As you said, fastest with the ball, De'Aaron Fox, 52%, Ja second at 38%. And that might just Well, no, we have DeMar DeRozan. Which player would you want taking a shot with the game on the line?
Oh, yeah, this was a good one, right?
DeMar DeRozan also receiving
just
votes.
receiving votes.
Yeah.
Huh.
The top 5 was Steph, KD, Luka, Jokic, and Dame. And then there's what rule would you like changed? And
I don't care about all that. Yeah.
So anyway, NBA GM's not especially bullish on the Kings, which is fine. As you said in Drape's Takes last week, we as Kings fans need to get to a point where none of this bothers us. As you said, though, this isn't media. This is the
GMs. And, one thing that Jay brought up as we were going through this the other day is, it's one thing to be upset about it, but what does it really actually mean? And Jay, if I'm correct, and let me know if I'm paraphrasing you the correct way or not, Jay was saying, we're not part of the it crew in the NBA. Like, as much as we love Fox, Sabonis, DeMar, and I think DeMar is, but the league isn't respecting us. Like, for instance, John Moran is still getting all kinds of love in this. How come De'Aaron Fox? And so the question is, how do we get our guys, Sabonis, Fox specifically, to be among those elites? And and the fans were saying, well, you just got to win. I'm like, what did the Pelicans win? They didn't win a damn thing. Look at where they are. What does Zion win? Like, what does Ja ever won? And so that's what's frustrating, man. And I've gone on and on about this, about the NBA. It's sort of like a fraternity, a sorority, if you will, it's like high school at the lunch table. You got the cool kids over here at one table. You got the smart kids. You got the shy kids. And the cool kids at that table, there's LeBron, there's Luka, there's KD, there's Steph. How do we get our guys onto that table?
Yeah.
That's the question.
Yeah. We can beat them. I don't care what table we're sitting at.
Right.
But I get your point.
Right.
Speaking of the IT crowd, 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Mitch has been hanging on, Drapes, for a long time. Mitch and Tin have been hanging on. Yeah.
Oh, they've been hanging on?
They've been hanging on.
I've been seeing the phone lines lit up for about 3 hours over there.
Mitch, thanks for hanging. What's going on, Mitch?
I know. I've been hanging around too long. I forgot where I was.
Oh, Mitch getting spicy. He's spicy today.
What can we do for you?
My grandson, my 2-year-old makes so much noise. There's no peace in his house. Because I think it was quiet at work when I was working.
Yeah.
But, good old retire. I just want to say with the Kings, I would have all the Ellises. I know it's a funny question. All the 3 Jones, the Ellises, and with the 49ers, nice to see Bosa pick it up. And we found a new running back, Isaac. I forgot how to pronounce his last name.
Gendo, yeah.
Gendo. Nice picking. Thanks. Have a good week. Enjoy the games.
Thank you. There you go. Look at that.
Here's the thing, too. Mitch is in New Jersey.
Yeah.
It's like 8:15 out there. It's dark. It's about 30 degrees, and Mitch is still on with us. I appreciate that.
Boom. Did you say it's 30 degrees?
Yeah, it's dark and cold.
Check New Jersey right now for me, Drake.
All right, you want me to really do that? All right, I'm going to do that. Here.
Thank you, Mitch. And Tin.
Tin's still hanging on?
Hey, Tin, thanks for hanging. What's up? Tin. Have we lost Tin?
Damn, we got stood up by 10.
Think he's gone.
You know why? He's pissed at you, Whitey. You want to know why?
Why?
I went to 10 very early yesterday.
You did.
I did. I went to 10 like in the first hour. You had him hanging on for 3 hours and 59 minutes or whatever it's been.
I didn't have him hanging on. That was him.
Yeah.
Okay?
He chose to hang on, right?
Hey, hang on. We'll get right to you. Yeah.
Jay, for the record, it's 60 in New Jersey. My bad. It's 60 right
It's close. It's close.
It's fall out there. It's dark. Leaves are on the ground and everything. And my boy Mitch was hanging on. I appreciate that.
Sorry we missed you, Tin. Thank you, Mitch. Hope you both have great weekends. What's job one for the Kings tonight, Drapes? Or is this just like it's the second preseason game? There is no job one. Yeah.
There really is no job. Just continue what you give me a breaking news stinger, Jay. Give me the breaking news.
When it breaks,
we have it first.
It's Sacktown Sports Breaking News.
After being reevaluated by a doctor at Cedars-Sinai in Los Angeles, Kings forward Kevin Huerter has been cleared for full contact court activity. He'll progress through the final stage of his return to play protocol before returning to game action, but he's cleared.
Nice.
He's good to go. in terms of the shoulder injury. Now you got to get his conditioning up and everything like that.
Yeah.
So that's big news. Yes.
Yeah. So it's kind of funny because in football, we talk about this guy and that guy's practice window. Well, they don't use that term, but Kevin Huerter's practice window just opened.
Exactly. So next time the Kings practice, Kevin Huerter will be a part. Huerter will be a part. So, no, that's huge news. And hopefully we get to see him in preseason.
I'll tell you what, with that three-point shooting, Kevin Huerter, Keegan Murray. It's like a murderer.
Kevin Huerter.
So our boy Kevin Huerter that much closer to coming back. I'm fired up about
What's his role going to be, Coach Drapes?
Sorry, I'm looking at the YouTube chat. Some funny stuff happening on there. Man, he's like 3 hours and 59 minutes. Sheesh, for 10 hanging on. No, it wasn't quite that, but it was like 3 hours and 20.
I do not think that would be the longest he's been on hold.
Really?
Because I know
calling
sometimes
in the morning and then
I don't know about the morning, but I know Alan sometimes their 10's on hold. What? And then we'll get him on eventually. Yeah.
Oh man. So Kevin Huerter's role, man, to be determined, man. Like we got to see what he looks like. I still think there's a chance for him to start on this team. I need to see what he looks like though. Is he 2 years ago, Kevin Huerter, or is he last year, Kevin Huerter?
Yeah. Keon Ellis had a nice game, didn't he?
Did he?
Yeah. He had 4 assists.
Whitey.
You know?
Whitey.
Yeah. He only took 2 shots and made one.
Bro, I know it's the end of the week.
Yeah.
You resorting into the box score.
No, he had a nice game. That's you want to see what he's going to do. That's one of the things you want to see about this preseason. How does he fit into this lineup? Because you do have Kevin Huerter coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had an okay game. I actually wanted more from Keon in game 1 in that first preseason game.
In terms of what? What more did you want from him?
Well, how many shots? He only took like 2 shots.
That's what he's supposed to do.
No. You name me one championship team where a starter only takes 2 shots.
The Detroit Pistons.
Exactly. 20 years ago. Ben Wallace took more than 2 shots.
I was talking about Rod.
Oh, you talking about you're going back 40 years on me, Whitey.
You asked a question.
I'm just saying. And today, like, if we're trying to, and High Flyer brought up with this, he says we have the Avengers. If we're trying to be the Avengers, like the Celtics have.
He only played 14 minutes.
Like Denver has. Shoot, even Aaron Gordon is taking 7-8 shots. I just felt like, you know what?
If
teams are playing 4 on 5 out there.
Take a few more shots. And you need DeMar and De'Aaron are going to need to take a lot of shots. And you're going to need somebody in the lineup with them who doesn't need to take a lot of shots. I'm telling you.
It's a difference between needing to take a lot of shots and actually taking a lot of shots. So that's one thing I'm going to watch for tonight, too. Is Keon Ellis aggressive, or is it just, you know what, I'm a ball mover, if you will. Nathaniel says only played a half, so it could have been, 4 shots. There's not a starter in the league that shoots the ball 4 times a game.
I just think you're missing the point on that.
Tell me the point, please.
The point is there's only so many shots to go around. If you're, as a team, taking good shots and making a high percentage of them, it doesn't make sense to go back and go, yes, but that guy didn't take many.
But
it doesn't make any sense.
If I'm looking at the scouting report, I'm saying, we ain't got to worry about Keon Ellis.
Well,
he afraid to shoot. He ain't going to shoot the rock.
He's not afraid to shoot.
No, but I'm saying what other teams are thinking.
If they
be a threat out there.
If they leave him, which is what teams will do, one thing they'll do if that's the way it works out, then he's got to knock down shots like he did last year, or else you can't stay on the floor.
Exactly. We both agree on that. And so when I watch tonight I'm going to look, is he passing up shots, or is he taking the ones that are open and given to him? That's what I want to see from him.
Yep. I'm more concerned about him. You know, I know last year a lot of people said, wow, the offense coming around was a big theme with him. Is he shooting a high percentage from threes again? If he's not, he can't really stay in the starting lineup.
Yeah. And I think with that starting lineup too, with DeMar, De'Aaron, Domas out there, you probably need another 3-point shooter. So to your point, if Keon is making 40%, it's great. If he's not,
he can't.
It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Yeah.
And then at least we're not going back to the Malik as a starter conversation. I think we've all graduated beyond that. I think we should all be proud.
You sure? You must be looking at the text line, right?
Yeah, and then I'm not sure if they were
that
talking
might
about,
not be.
They were
Yeah.
talking about, somebody said,
All
why
right.
not Monk? And I started to go there, but I think they were talking about why not Monk among some of those other GM
faster
survey
and
questions.
all that.
Could be
Okay.
wrong, but I think that's where that was going.
Okay. No, I think we have past that. I think, and Malik seems to be past it. He seems to be accepting of it. Re-signed here, been very vocal. Look at what we saw Wednesday night, too. He came off the bench, but was still one of the leaders out there. And so I think it's going to be like that during the season.
First thing I watched when the game started, the first thing I was watching was the matchups. How are the Kings matching up? And we'll see that again tonight. But that's going to be a recurring theme. As long as this is their front court, that's going to be one of the keys to the whole season is how they're matching up with other teams' front courts.
Yeah, if I was DeMar guarding
De'Aaron was guarding Draymond at times.
I thought DeMar was on him at times too.
Yeah.
And so, I want to see it again tonight as well.
How about that job Keegan did on that one sequence on what's his name?
Steph Curry.
Yeah.
Steph Curry. It was nice. It was all right. It was okay.
Nice.
It was all right.
Fans got excited about
fans
it.
got excited, and it was a solid defense. And I tell you what, watching that, Steph Curry looked a step slow out there. Maybe it was because of Keegan's length or something like that. He did. It looked like he was trudging through mud out there for a little bit. Keegan did a hell of a job right there.
I know you were like, buddy. Yeah, Buddy Buckets, my buddy.
I didn't even get to say hi to him, dude. I didn't even get to say hi to Buddy Buckets. That's my guy, man, my Disneyland partner. But I'll see him again. He'll be back. He'll be back.
Good shooter, huh?
Yes.
I don't need to tell anybody
Man, that guy. Woo. He was a flamethrower. 6 threes the other night. Got to defend the 3 better tonight.
Yeah. What are your keys to a successful night tonight, Draves? I'm not even going to say victory.
No, I think it's just like we saw Wednesday with the starters. Just a fluid, sharing the ball, look really good. Defensively, I want to see them close out better on threes as well. And I'm looking for some of these bench guys, the Isaac Jones of the world we talked about, seeing what they can provide. Boogie Ellis, I'm looking at that tonight.
Looking for Boogie Ellis. I'm looking for Domas to continue to shoot that open.
Yeah, that too. Yes.
Stick around. Have a great weekend. But first, stick around for game night. Coming up next with Scott Marsh and the High Flyer, Henry Turner on Sacktown Sports.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand.